Welcome back to the TriFecta Airsoft podcast. I'm your host, E-Rock. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you never miss another podcast. Also, do me a favor. Go on to whatever podcast app you listen to us on and give us a rating and review. That really helps us rank in the searches. Thank you so much. Let's get into the podcast. Bro.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. What's up?
Okay, good. Not much, just drinking.
Welcome, dude. Cheers.
It's really weird. It's really weird to talk to you because I've literally been listening to your podcast for like the past 3 weeks now.
Oh,
since I've
Jesus.
basically discovered you.
I feel bad for you.
No, honestly, I listen to podcasts and just generally stuff like that on a daily basis because when I'm at work. Are you recording now, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. Hey, wait, let me just put my light on. Hold on. Gotta keep this all professional. There we go.
Yeah, you're good, man. Looks good.
Yeah, basically I just listen to podcasts because me and my dad, we work in the building trade. And it's just easy for just, listen to stuff as you're getting on with it. You probably know.
Right. What do you do?
Well, basically me and my dad, we do, we're in the construction industry, but it's just my dad. He's self-employed.
Right.
And basically when I left school at the age of 16, I didn't go to university, didn't do college, none of that. Basically just said to me, you're coming to work, and that was it. And just from there, I don't know anything else. That and airsoft.
Yeah, no shit, dude. Hey, man, that's cool though. I think a lot of people can appreciate that because family business, working with family and stuff, it's not always the easiest for sure. But
yeah, it's not, especially when it's bad.
but it's yeah, man, that's cool as hell,
Yeah.
Now, what do you do mostly? Like you do all kind of just different stuff,
Yeah.
electrical, painting, drywall,
yeah, everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Literally, today I've been insulating a ceiling with do you know what Kingspan is?
What is it now?
Kingspan. It's like the hard insulation that's
Yeah.
like quite thick. It is that stuff.
Oh, okay.
In the UK we have building regulations and stuff like that.
Right.
And you've got to put that sort of stuff in. And the insulation, it just gets in your eye. And no matter if you wear eye protection or even wear a mask. I was wearing a mask to start with, and it just filters through the mask and it still gets on your throat. But the worst thing is when you're wearing a mask, it actually like congregates on like your nose.
Yeah.
And then as you breathe out the mask, it pushes the air up and it pushes it into your eye.
Yeah.
And I've literally spent half the day going like this trying to get it out of my eye.
Oh, dude.
But
I've had that same thing. I'm going to tell you what I wear for insulation like that, especially if I'm working above my head, is the I have a full respirator, full face shield respirator. So it goes all the way around, covers my eyes, my whole face. And then it has the, the filters. I use it for when I spray, when I paint, especially if I'm spraying like stain or something like that. That's real tacky and real sticky. I don't, it's not the worst thing to breathe it in, especially if I'm outside or something. But bro, when that stuff gets in your nose and your eyes and, it's just in your ears and it sets, until you go home and take a shower.
Yeah.
It's the hardest shit to get out, bro.
If you don't do it as a job on a daily basis, you just don't understand what it's like. If you do it one time, you sort of understand. But if you're doing it not every day, but if you're doing it as a job,
right,
you get the idea.
Exactly. Yeah, insulation, bro. I don't even mess with that shit. So when I was redoing the our back room here in our house, I got I forget what it's called, but it's the kind of insulation that is like something like cotton or something like that. Or maybe not cotton. It's anyway, it's not fiberglass. And it's what they use when they do the blown, where they blow it in, like to your attic and shit.
I know what you mean. Yeah. We have that in this country where it's like, basically back in the day, houses that were built they weren't fully insulated. You may have seen on the news something called Insulate Britain lately, where there's just been protests about it. And
Oh,
what they do is from the outside of your house, they will drill a hole through the brickwork or through the cement, and they basically force feed through a tube that like cotton type stuff. It's
yeah.
literally like a cotton that you wipe your face with, isn't it? It's that sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
it's like
Yeah,
I forget what it is, but it's like non-flammable, it's
yeah,
but it's some mix of thing, but there's no fiberglass
yeah.
in it, and there's like hardly any dust
It's
when
like
you
snow. Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, it's great. So I did the ceiling in there, and I had to cut out a big chunk of the ceiling. It was messed up,
yeah,
and of course all the old insulation falls out. And my wife was helping me, and I'm just sweeping this, picking this stuff up, whatever, and she's helping clean up, and I'm
yeah,
not wearing anything with the old insulation. I'm used to it, the dust and everything. And she couldn't even stop coughing, bro. She was like, I don't know how you work around this shit. That
yeah,
wasn't even that bad, but the fiberglass stuff, when it gets in your skin, especially if you're sweating,
yeah,
it's horrible. I've had it in my eyes so bad where, my eye was just itching for like 2 days straight. So
yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. But I did
The thing
start wearing
is,
that full seal. But as soon as you
yeah,
take it off, it's all over you. So as soon as you take off your mask, bro, it's like it just
yeah.
blows in your face.
The thing is, I mean, you're supposed to really wear all the protective stuff, like a mask, goggles, I wear ear defenders, but things like wearing a mask and goggles, if you're sweating, and I mean, in airsoft, it's the same thing because you're literally plain sweating. And I
Yeah.
wear full seal goggles, and the sweat just drips off of them. And I've had it before, I've just got sweat in my eye,
Yeah.
and it's just the worst thing ever. But when you're doing that with even just stuff like just normal like brick dust, that's one of the worst things as well. But
Yeah.
you just get it in your eye, and I'm literally there over night time, lying in bed, trying to get a bit of brick out of my eye that's been in there since 9 o'clock in the morning.
That's funny, man. Hell yeah.
But yeah,
Well, yeah, dude. I'm glad we got to get on because we were messaging back and forth,
yeah,
trying to figure out a time. And this is,
yeah,
by the way, this is very common.
yeah,
It's really rare for me to ask somebody to be on or talk with somebody and then like, hey, are you available this day? Like
mm,
we just have to go back and forth. That's just how it is.
yeah,
So it's very normal. But we were trying to set this up for the last couple weeks, and so you are Dean, right? Airsoft
yeah,
Dean
yeah.
is your
Airsoft team.
Instagram,
Yeah,
and then your team is Force of Fury.
yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Is
and
that
we're
your
sponsored.
logo right there behind you?
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I just put that on display. It's just a little picture frame
That's
that
good.
we're actually going to take those to games with us, and basically wherever we're set up in like the safe zone, I was going to take that with me. So anyone who comes up and talks to us, all they have to do is just scan the QR code, and it takes them straight to the YouTube channel.
Nice.
And just starting off trying to do that, basically, just trying to get a following at the minute. But it's getting there. It takes
Yeah,
time.
you got a decent YouTube channel. You got your
Yeah,
team, whatever. It's what, just over 1,000 you guys hit?
yeah,
1,000 subs?
yeah. On a well, it's a funny story actually because um, the YouTube channel is my personal YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I didn't make one separately for just the airsoft videos, but it's funny because when I made it originally, I wanted to start putting airsoft related videos up about because I've been doing airsoft now for 8 years thereabouts. I think, yeah, 8 years. 2014 is when I started, um, and I started. You can see that there's about 6-year-old videos on there from where I used to play. I wasn't professional. I literally just stuck a GoPro on the helmet and just
Yeah.
recorded, and I just basically put some stuff on there. But I actually started to do music and do like I had a recording studio. That's what this desk is originally from.
Oh,
Because I had a setup and I had a recording booth that I actually made myself
yeah.
with insulation in it, soundproof insulation.
All right.
And basically, I gave that a go for about 5 years, and I just it was getting there, but I just decided to just stop because I just thought to myself, it was one of those. I was 20, I was 25, and I thought to myself, I've been doing it for 5 years now, and I thought, what do I do? Do I concentrate on doing music? Because at the time it's a hobby, but I wanted it to be more than a hobby.
Yeah.
You know, like everyone does when they start doing stuff like
Sure.
that. And I thought to myself, do I carry on doing this that isn't really earning me much money, or do I carry on doing what I'm doing with my dad in the building trade and stick with the devil you know in a way and what's been making you money? So I decided to just stop doing the music altogether. I didn't lose interest in it so much, but I just found that there was a lot of messes in the music industry because there's people that weren't really known so much, and they, in a way, they're like divas before they're divas.
Hmm.
And like, you know, they want to be known before they're known. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
some people just, yeah, it's just one of them ones where just some people just, you know, like when you just, it's hard to explain, but when you
Is
sort
it
of fall out of interest with doing something,
right?
you know, it puts you off, if
Right.
you get what I mean. But
Well, that's you're the second person I've talked to that has said that same thing. Mr. OT is his Instagram. He used to do music as well. And
mm,
when I talked with him the first time, he said the same thing. Like, I couldn't do it anymore, man. It was too much drama and just
yeah,
people like backstabbing and,
mm,
two-faced and whatever. And
yeah, yeah,
that's a shitty environment to be in.
yeah.
So what kind of music
So
did you do?
to be honest, I did more the modern stuff, really, like you know, the trap stuff. And in the UK, there's a music genre called drill, which is basically like you might have heard of a roadman in the UK.
What is it? What's it called?
a, a roadman. So it's basically like um, you know, if you want to be a gangster and stuff like that. In the UK,
Yeah.
it's slightly different to in America, but yeah, there's a genre basically called that, uh, called road music, basically, or drill or
Yeah.
trap or whatever you want to call it. I
Yeah.
started dabbling with that because I
I've
got
heard
some
of trap.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I got some friends from school that basically wanted to do it, and yeah, I just started dabbling with that. But originally, it was just trance, hip hop, uh,
Yeah.
club music, that type of stuff.
Right.
But yeah, I made about I think it's 500 instrumentals.
You made 500 songs?
Not all of them are perfect, but
Doesn't matter. You holy shit, dude.
but I made basically 500 beats or instrumentals,
Right.
not with vocals or lyrics with them,
Right,
just
right.
the instrumental. I'd
Hmm.
literally get back from work every evening, kind of like what I'm doing now, to be honest, and just just start making a beat. And if it was good, it was good. If it was crap, it was crap. It doesn't matter. But I was basically doing one probably every day or two. So I was probably making about 4 to 5 beats a week.
Yeah.
And then I started putting them out on YouTube as like free beats or whatever, just to try and get known a bit.
Hmm.
But yeah, it didn't really go anywhere. So I basically deleted all the videos off YouTube, and then I started doing the more recent airsoft stuff that you're seeing now.
I
Um,
wondered why when I looked at your YouTube channel, I wondered why there was such like so many gaps in the videos or in the time,
mm,
the time release of the videos. Okay. Because I've
yeah,
done that as well with our channel. There's actually some videos we deleted that got we were I forget when it was, but it was over 2 years ago. We were going to move some of our videos over to a different platform, and to do that, I had to remove it from YouTube. So I have the
yeah,
original that I still had that I uploaded YouTube, but I deleted off YouTube. Well, I didn't want to, after like a few months, I didn't want to re-upload it to YouTube, to put it back on there because then it'll show up as new, even though it was like 2 years old.
yeah,
So
yeah. So
anyway,
basically, just to try and be a bit more relevant in a way. Yeah.
Now, did you put some of your music on like Spotify or any other type of
Um,
music thing?
I put some
SoundCloud or
stuff.
something?
No, I put some stuff on iTunes. I was
Yeah.
gonna start dabbling with Spotify and SoundCloud and stuff.
Right.
Some there was an artist that I worked with. He started putting stuff on SoundCloud as well. There was stuff that we worked on, but same as me, really decided to pack the music in. So what
Mm,
can you do? But it's one of them things, and it when you're young, you want to try and make something of your life while you're young.
sure.
Before the bills start really coming in, and then the bills start really piling up, and then you think,
uh,
shit, I got to
it
make a
it
decision.
doesn't take long, bro. Once you get out of school, man, it doesn't take long. Like once mom and dad stop paying for everything, you're like, fuck. I got
Yeah,
Hell
I
yeah.
mean, I mean, a lot of people say, uh, I'm probably going to annoy a few people when I say this now, especially people that know me, but a lot of people say that I'm spoiled. Some of my family members, like my cousins and whatnot, some of them say that I'm spoiled, but everything that I've got, I mean, yeah, okay, fair enough. My dad gave me a job, okay, but
Right.
I still had to go to work for it, get up
Well,
every
sure.
day, go to work, and I've okay, unless it was a birthday present, I've never really been handed anything. I've always had to pay for it. So
Do you have brothers or sisters? Okay, so you're only child and your dad gave you your job. And that's why your cousins or some other family. That's where it comes from, man. Like you're
yeah,
honestly, bro, the only way you're gonna get out of that, the only way you're gonna get away from that, from them thinking this, is if you started your own business on your own
yeah,
without any help from family and were successful in that business. That's the only way. And then even
yeah,
then, you're still going to have family members who go, well, you were able to start your business because your dad gave you that job, and like you're never going to get
yeah.
away from it, bro. You just got to
I mean, I
embrace it.
mean, the thing is, what's probably going to happen is because my dad's 64 now,
Mm-hmm.
and as you know, because you do construction, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as you know, as you get older, it takes a toll on your body. I'm
Fuck
already
yeah, it
feeling it.
does. Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's one of them people that he'll never retire, if you know what I
Right.
mean, because he'll just
He likes
he
to
can't
be
he
on the
can't sit
go.
still. Yeah,
Yeah.
he can't sit still. Um, he's always got to be doing something, and even if it's like trimming it down to 3 days a week, and I do the
Right.
rest, it'll be like that until the day where he decides to say, right, I don't want to do it no more, and basically I'll just take over the business.
Right.
That's probably what it'll be. Um, so it's one of them, and you just got to see how you get on throughout life, and just don't plan nothing. I feel like if you plan something, I feel like sometimes it doesn't always go the way you want it to go, and it just makes you more upset, really, and probably annoyed. Whereas if you just let life take its toll and just see where it
Yeah.
goes, as long as you don't, get into debt or, you know, I don't know, whatever, just make your
Have some
life
balance,
a
make some
problem.
decent choices and decisions.
Yeah,
Speaking of that, I saw, how you see these motivational like quotes and little reels and stuff on Instagram where,
yeah,
somebody's like reciting a
yeah,
quote or whatever that's motivational. So I heard this one last week or whatever, if totally out of the blue. Like the guy says, he's got this Indian accent. He says, if you have a bad day, just fuck it and go home and go to sleep. I swear to God. And he goes on talking about, he's like, the universe is telling you to just give up. Okay. So don't fight the universe. Just you can start over again tomorrow, but today, fuck it. Go home and go to
yeah,
sleep.
yeah.
So,
It's true.
I was like,
True.
dude, that's so funny because we're always hearing this the opposite of that, like, man, you got to pursue this and you got to do this and you got to, make your dreams and
Yeah,
whatever, like all this gung-ho shit. And then this guy's like, if you have a bad day, and I was ready for this motivational quote, and he's like, just fuck it, go home and go to sleep. Oh shit, it was funny.
yeah,
But look, bro, Okay, so everyone thinks you're spoiled. You got to start embracing that. Just start acting spoiled sometimes, okay? Just on purpose, like make some posts on your personal Instagram, like you know, a car you got or something, like, hey, look what my dad bought me.
No, I'm not like that. I know what you
uh
mean though, but I'm not like that.
I
I
know.
just can't. I can't be like that. It's just one of them things. I know it'll just bite me back one day.
Right? No shit.
Yeah,
I mean, people are gonna think what they want to think. That's how it is. Even when,
yeah,
my wife and I have 5 kids, like we told them when they were as they were getting older, like, hey, we try to treat all you guys fair, but we can't help it. We're parents. Like the the
yeah,
the better we're doing as you guys get older, then the younger ones are going to get more shit. Like that's just how it goes. They're going to get more help,
mm,
and as we learn as parents. So you first two, you all are guinea pigs, and then we're just getting better, hopefully as we go. So we're going to try to be fair, but it's almost impossible. Okay, you just can't help
yeah.
it.
When I was, I don't know how old I was, but when I think I was probably about, I must have been about 6, 7 or 8 years old. Um, my mum and dad basically said to me, "Do you want a brother and sister?" And or a brother or a sister, sorry. And I just said no. And then everyone that I've told that to has said to me, "Do you know what? You're really lucky because you most people don't have a choice. That it just happens." But mom and dad said to me, "Do you want a brother or a sister?" And I remember saying it no, and I was like, "Why not?" And I just said because I don't want to share my toys.
Hey man, that's not
but
that's 100% normal.
but to be honest, when I look back at it and I think now how I am in life, I'm kind of glad that I said no, because if I had a brother or a sister now, especially probably like a 5 year difference between me and them, I know for a fact that it would either go a few ways. It would be I've got to set an example for them
Hmm.
because I'm the older,
Yep.
right? Or it would be um, probably something like, for instance, where I've got the job with my dad. Okay, if I started, not working so hard, or you know, then it would be if you don't do it, your brother or sister will go and help your dad, then you won't
Right.
have a job. Let me tell you something, right? My dad has sacked me about 6 times already. Okay, where I've just, I've just like, how it is when you first start work and stuff, and you just think, it's one of them things where you just can't be bothered, and my dad could see that I was slacking,
Right.
and then he would sack me, and he would say, "Right, that's it, you're sacked." Okay, because my dad's from like East End of London, so it's like he's got
Okay.
that accent as well, which makes it even funnier.
Yeah.
And then that will be, say, what, 3 o'clock in the afternoon after we've just finished work, right? Come 8 o'clock at night, I'll be in bed, and he'll knock on the door, and he'll say, "Be ready for 8 o'clock in the morning," because he knows that he can't do it without me, and there's no one else.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Well, I
and then
I
but
yeah.
it's one of
With
them.
my boys, or all my kids, when they were, young teenagers, not even teenagers, young, and I would have them help me with stuff in the yard. I'm teaching them how to hard work or whatever, or how to use a tool or something. And it's hot out, and whenever you're uncomfortable, you don't want to, as a kid, you don't want to pay attention anyway. But
Yeah,
unless it's, if it's something like your parents are showing you, you're like, this is boring. So I'm showing them, and you know, it was always that same thing. If they're not paying attention, I'm like, I gripe at them or whatever. So it was always kind of a struggle to get them, to pay
yeah,
attention. But I remember we were working, we were here in South Carolina. My boys were, had all three of my boys out back. We were digging out a, stump. There was a small tree, probably about 20 foot or 20 feet high. We cut it. It had fallen over a little bit on our shed in the back.
mm,
So but anyway, the way I forget what kind of tree it was, but the taproot was really, it was hard to dig out. So we cut the tree out, and then we started, or cut the tree down, and then we started digging the stump out. Well, it was like 100 degrees out. Okay. Um, in the summertime, our neighbor lady comes over, and we're out there for like 4 hours with an axe, a
Yeah,
mattox, shovels. Okay.
yeah,
And I'm teaching them how to use these tools, whatever. And so she comes over and was like, "Oh my gosh, I have a friend that, has whatever, a tree service that can pull that out." And I said, "No, it's fine." She's like, "I feel so bad for those boys." Because my youngest son at the time was like maybe 10. And
mm,
then the other one was like 11. And then the older one was like 13. So, or 14. And she's like, "Well, it's really hot out." And I said, "Yeah, I'm trying to teach them some hard work."
mm.
It was so funny. And they're like, I mean, they are dying, bro. I mean, they are just, Dad, are
Yeah,
we done yet? I'm like, is the stump out? Then you ain't done. Okay. Keep working.
yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes. But the thing is, it's not just that. Once you finally got, I mean, I hate digging. If I'm being honest, I hate digging a ditch.
Yeah.
But getting a tree stump out is one of the most annoying things. But once it's out and you finally got it out, it's the best feeling in the world.
Isn't it? Oh,
If
dude.
you haven't done it, you don't know what it's like.
I'm
Especially when
telling you
you've been
now.
at it for 2 hours.
Right? Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really go to the gym or anything.
Yeah.
I used to, but I don't know. But I just don't really need to because you just sweat throughout the day doing
Yeah.
what we do. We're doing it for 8 hours, 7, 8 hours. I'd never do that if I went to the gym. It would be like an hour, probably an hour
Right.
and a half. And thing is, when you're at the gym, yeah, all right, you're doing weights or you're doing cardio, and you stop and you sit there on your phone for like 5 minutes. Fair enough, you do that at work, but you're constantly working. So it's like it burns calories all day. Whereas
Hmm.
going to the gym, you're burning it for an hour and then you go home, have something to eat, and you sit and watch the telly. And it's like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
So, but I mean, I'm going to be honest, I do eat a lot. And I'm surprised I haven't started putting on more weight than what I have got. But yeah, I feel like if I stopped doing this and I just got like an office job, which I couldn't do anyway
Hmm.
because I hate doing office work.
Yeah.
I do the editing stuff on the computer, but I couldn't do it all day long for like
Right.
8 hours, 12 hours. Could not do it.
Yeah.
I'm an active, not an active. I'm a like physical. Um, what's the word I'm thinking of? What is the word I'm thinking of? Like when you just your hands on. I'm a
Yeah.
hands on
Oh, yeah.
person.
Right. Right. Hands-on person. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't be pushing a pen around a bit of paper all day. Can't do
Yeah.
it. It's not me. But yeah, it is what it is. To be honest, I'm glad that I've got the job with my dad doing what I do
Well, you learn a
because
lot, man. You learn a lot of
yeah,
different things. Now, has he taught you all this basic stuff, whatever, like when you were growing up or when, seeing him do that kind of stuff, woodworking and how to use
yeah,
tools and stuff. There was this
yeah,
guy we had, we were trying to hire somebody else like last summer. And we had this guy, he was young, early 20s. He comes out and on his profile online, he said, he knew how to do electrical, he knew how to do all this, whatever. So we assume he knows at least how to use a drill, with the screw, like to screw in we were doing some framing,
mm,
putting up joists, the joist hangers.
yeah,
So, uh, so we tried to have him do the joist hangers and, we use nails, and the area we were in, we couldn't fit the nail gun. So we're using, just hammering them in.
mm,
He couldn't use a hammer. He kept
mm,
missing the nail. It kept going sideways.
yeah,
Then we were trying to, okay, well here. So I jumped down there and did it. And Then we had to do something else with the 2x4s. We were having him screw some, stuff in, whatever, just using a drill, drywall screws, whatever.
Mm.
He couldn't put in an inch and a quarter drywall screw. And those are short.
Yeah, that's short. Yeah.
And they're really sharp. Anyone that doesn't know, those are probably, drywall screws are probably the easiest to get started
Yeah.
because the point
Yeah.
is so sharp and the
Yeah.
threads are so wide.
Yeah,
So
they
it
are, yeah.
grips really easy, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, the drill kept going off to the sides all over the place. I was like, bro, do you know how to use a drill? And he wouldn't say anything. I'm like, it's okay if you don't, just, you got to tell us so I can show you. So I gave him a scrap piece of wood, a little 2x4. I gave him just grabbed a handful of drywall screws and threw them on the bin. I said, screw all those into this board. That's your
Yeah.
practice. He
Yeah.
couldn't do two of them. I don't like, he couldn't get the balance of the right pressure
Yeah, I'm pushing it down into it. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
making sure that it's not like he kept
Yeah.
going off to the side.
Yeah.
I was like,
I mean,
bro.
don't get me wrong, we have that, but it's it's going to happen, isn't it? You're never going to get every screw in perfect, but yeah,
No,
we
no,
have that
no,
where
no.
it
He
does that.
literally could not do one. He couldn't get one
Oh, okay.
in like 30 minutes. I was trying to, I'm going, what? I don't like, yeah, I don't know how to show him any better. I don't know. But yeah, dude. Anyway, so that's good, but he never had any training, growing up. His dad wasn't around. He didn't,
Hmm.
he never handled a drill,
Yeah.
but, which
I
we
mean,
wouldn't mind showing him,
I
but
mean, my dad's in my dad's garage. He's got like a workstation and stuff. And when I was younger, I basically, how it is, just you want to make stuff if
right.
you're that way, and I just go in the garage and just start making something just because he had the tool. If he didn't have the tools, don't get me wrong, probably wouldn't have made half the stuff. I'm going to show you something actually that I've made,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I actually made it through lockdown. And I don't know if you've played it, but Call of Duty,
Yeah.
Warzone.
Hmm.
I made the riot shield out of it, a 1-to-1 replica
Oh
of
shit.
it.
That's what that is.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool, bro. Okay.
yeah. But the bottom of it is basically 2 millimeter thick aluminium or aluminum, as you would say, sheeting,
All right.
and the top of it's basically 5 millimeter thick polycarbonate, which I've basically bent. As you can see, it's got like a curve to it. Yeah, and it's airsoft proof. I've never used it in an airsoft game. I want
Yeah.
to use it in an airsoft game. The light works. The light is actually off of I think it was off of a Land Rover or something like that.
Oh, nice.
It works. It's just that I think I paid like 20 quid for it, basically. It just needed a bit of paint. It looks exactly the same, almost exactly the same as the one off the game, but I couldn't get one that was bang on. Yeah, and I basically just made this, and this is one of the green bit is basically one of the the patch wall hangers, like the sheets that you can
Yeah.
get, like it's like Velcro.
Uh-huh.
All that is basically that. Basically just cut it to the shape and put the like a rubber edge trim just to get rid of the sharp edges, basically.
Right.
And yeah, it weighs about 14 kg, so it's quite heavy. You're not you're not going to run around with it all day, but
Right.
yeah, I just haven't used it in an airsoft game yet. I've been meaning to,
Yeah, it's cool, dude.
but yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to go. Do you have a juggernaut suit,
No, I don't.
or
But
somebody that does? You have to play as a juggernaut with that thing.
I mean, the light actually works. I can actually. There's a box on the other side where you can put a battery, like a 11.1 volt lipo battery or whatever.
Oh shit.
And that is so bright. That
Oh,
is
I'm
brighter than
sure.
the light that I've got on me. It's off of a car, so it's really bright.
Right.
But yeah, and then I also made this quite recently, actually. So this is a CMA or CYMA grenade launcher. It's just like a
Yep.
little pistol grenade launcher. So it doesn't come with the stock and it doesn't come with the extended barrel bit. It's just this bit. And I took the
Oh,
handle
yeah,
off.
the little shower gun. I've seen those.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I took the handle off and basically made this out of, I think it's called Brazilian. Oh, you probably know what it's called, but it's called Brazilian something wood. I can't think
Huh.
what it is. And it just basically makes a really nice glossy sheen on it.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So the reason why I did it is because I wanted it to be similar to the AK that I've got, because that's an E&L AK 74 Essential, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And as you can see, I tried to get the wood almost the same.
Oh, check that out, bro. Yeah, you did a good job. That looks almost identical.
So
now, how did you
was,
how did you make the end, the one you're holding there? How did you make that the wood piece up or fit onto the gun on the back of the gun? Okay, so you drilled it out.
Yeah, there's a hole from there all the way to here.
Yep.
And then it's just a really long bolt
Right.
that I just screwed to it. And yeah, just it's like a really old school style grenade launcher.
Yeah, it looks like the M79. The one they used in Vietnam.
Yeah, that's it. I've never used it, been meaning to. It was one of them things where I was going to use it with the AK one day just because it matches. I'm yet to make a video on it. I've got so many other guns that I'm yet to make videos on. Like gameplay videos, and I also put on the front of it this way out.
That's cool. Now what did you make or how'd you make the end there?
Oh, that, guess what that is? Have a guess, go on.
It's a Red Bull can.
No, it's not. I'll give you a clue. It's a tube of some sort. It's like a plastic tube.
Oh, I don't know. Pringles can?
No, I knew he was going to say a Pringles can. No, it's basically a silicon tube.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know a silicon tube, like corking or.
Oh, right. Yeah. Caulking. Yep.
I basically just cut it there, so there was no,
Oh, dude, that's cool. Yeah, but the paint on it makes it look like metal.
I can actually squeeze it, so
that's
awesome.
It's plastic.
But it doesn't affect anything. If anything, it's just really light now.
Yeah,
it's more heavy on the back because of the wood. But yeah, it's just
good idea, man. That looks badass, bro.
But it works. I fired it. It works. No different. I just wanted to have a grenade launcher because this is the original one, the pistol. It's only about 40 quid, I think. Right. 38 quid, something like that. So I just thought, yeah, go on, then I'll buy one. And yet again, it was another project for me to make. And I just felt like doing it. The wood didn't cost me anything because we know a joiners. And they said to me, I literally showed them a picture of the AK, right? Yeah. And they said that it looks like Brazilian something wood, whatever it's called. And they said, we've actually got a bit of that. I said, I don't need a lot. I only need an offcut that's that big.
Right.
And they said, what's it for? And I said, I'm going to make a grenade launcher. And they just looked at me. And yeah, so literally cost me £3 for the silicon tube. Nothing for that. I had to stain it and I actually, clear coat. That's got clear coat on it, which gives it that shine.
Yep.
It had, I think, 2 coats of it. It could probably have done with another one. It has got some of the sandpaper lines, which, to be honest, I could have done a better job of smoothing them out. But
I don't know, man.
It's going to get wrecked. So
I'm going to say I like it because it looks like the old style weapon or whatever. So having the stock be a little rough makes it look more authentic.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it's from, well, like you say, from Vietnam. Like,
right.
When was Vietnam again? 60s, 70s?
Yeah, the 60s.
Right.
70s. Yep.
Yeah. So it's got the 70s look to it because it's that shiny type of wood.
So that and then the other thing you have in your back there or behind you is Great Britain Airsoft sights.
Oh yeah. It was I saw it on Facebook. I can't think of his name now, but someone put on there that because this is the 2021 edition, they said that they was going to compile all of the UK airsoft maps, sites on the map, and they put like little pings. I might actually be able to move you closer to it so you can see. But there's all different sites all around England,
Holy
Wales,
shit. Yeah.
Scotland at the top. And
Whoa.
obviously, it's got all the names of them.
That's awesome.
But as you can see, I've actually crossed some of them off where I've actually been. I've put blue through the ones that I've been to, and then I've put blue and red. The blue means I've been to it, and the red means it's closed. So
okay.
It's no longer open.
Right.
Which is a bit crap because there's quite a few sites on there that have closed since that I haven't had a chance to go to.
Yeah.
But I bought that really just one to keep track of where I've been. And I also put the number on at the side where the name is, just so I know how many times I've been. Just something I wanted to do really. I think the poster was like 20 quid. So I thought, why not? And it's the 2021 edition. And I messaged the person, I said, will you do like a 2022 edition? Not that much will change anyway, apart from a couple of sites probably be added.
Right.
And he said, no, I'll probably do one in 2025. I thought, oh, fair enough. But yeah, just
looks cool.
Something I wanted to do. To be honest, what I want to do is I actually want to try. I actually want to try and tick off every single site.
Yeah.
But to do that, it's going to take years to do that.
That's yeah.
I mean, I am. If you look at a map of the UK, I'm from Wolverhampton, which is near Birmingham.
Okay.
And so if you look at the centre of the UK, I'm there, slightly to the left. But to go to Scotland, I mean, just to get to the border of Scotland is 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then to get to some of those sites up there, it's like 5 hours. That's where I got this from, Scotland. But
nice.
Yeah, it's just even all the way down to the bottom where Cornwall is, and even where like London is. London's like, I think, a 3 hour drive from me.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be one of them things. I actually added it up how many sites there were. The average price to play at a field is about 30 quid, 35 quid in the UK.
Yeah.
For like a day, like a skirmish. And I worked it out. If I was to go to every single site on that map, it would cost me $3.5 grand. And then I've got to get fuel to get there too.
Exactly.
And probably stay in a hotel overnight.
Yep.
And do that. So you're talking easily 3 times that price.
Listen, bro. Well, if that's something you want to do, I'm going to tell you what you're going to do. Okay. You're going to do, or what you could do is do one of those travel vlog YouTube channels where you do the whole video thing, whatever, maybe go live here and there on your YouTube channel while you're going to these, each site, and make the whole video from that, the trip or whatever, just broken up into small sections, like just do everything on your phone. So you don't have to sit down and edit, 20 hours of video. Just do all that shit, and then it would just be the travel log.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I have actually thought about doing, to be fair. I don't know whether I'd upload it to a separate channel, though. I'd probably keep it on the same one.
Yeah, keep it on your Airsoft one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And do like Instagram lives and stuff.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
If you start doing that, man, those are popular. A lot of people like those travel vlog kind of videos. Then maybe about when you're get about 20 or 30 or 40 of them, put up or whatever, or you've gone to that many. Maybe your channel will start paying for it.
Yeah. I tell you what, I can't believe. Instagram Reels.
Yeah.
I can't believe how many views they get. It's unreal. I can't believe even YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
The views, because the thing is, not everyone. If you put a post up on Instagram or whatever, or a video up on YouTube, you can see the views on YouTube, but on Instagram you can't. you only see the likes. But now that they've done reels, you can see
Oh yeah.
like how many people have watched the reel,
Right.
and you look at the views compared to the likes. It's like you get say 50 likes, but you've had 500 people watch the reel,
Right.
and it's just mental because you don't realize how many people are actually watching what you're putting up. Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So I've been trying to do more reels basically rather than posts on Instagram because
Gotcha.
then it gives you an idea on how many people are watching.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I
Yeah,
can't
that's
believe
true because your posts, if they don't like it, if they don't actually go on there and click the like button,
yeah.
then you don't really know if they've like how many people have seen it.
Yeah.
Huh. That's true.
Do
So
you do
you're
any
doing
reels?
okay. Now you're doing that on your
Instagram.
Force of Fury,
Yeah.
the reels? Okay. Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, it is crazy, right?
Yeah. I mean, I put a. I was at a game a couple of months ago now, and I was with well, I was with some of the people on my team, on Force of Fury, and there was a person who's quite well known in the UK called Names Nico. Um,
Yes.
he plays there a bit. He's quite well known.
Yeah, I
Um,
follow him.
yeah, and I put a reel up with his tag on it. Bearing in mind, this is one of the very first reels that I did, and it got something like 450 views within 24 hours just because I tagged him.
Yep.
Mental, mental. Don't know.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know how it
crazy, right?
works, but yeah. So, but now I've noticed that where I've started uploading more, I think the algorithm with like YouTube and Instagram starts to kick in after a bit,
Hmm.
after you start uploading stuff continuously,
Yeah.
because that's what they like. They like to have continuous uploads or just something just to get your name out there. And
Yeah.
then I think if someone watches your video and then likes it, or even if they just watch it, I think it appears more in their algorithm.
Yeah.
So they know that, say like Instagram or YouTube, they know that that person watched your video from before. It'll pop up again with another one of your recent uploads
Yep.
because they watched the other one.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's good how it works, but at the same time, I do think it's a bad thing because I have it where, say, like on Instagram or on YouTube, there's people that I follow that I actually genuinely like to watch, and if I sort of not watch them for a week, it doesn't recommend their videos to me anymore,
Yep.
and that's a bit annoying because you forget about them, and
Yeah.
then about
I
three, four,
know.
5 months that'll go past, and then you suddenly find a video. Oh, I forgot about them, and
Yep.
then you watch it, and there's like 20 videos that you've missed, and it's the worst thing. But
Dude, I go on
yeah,
sometimes because of that. I go when I look at the top, I'm on my phone, look at Instagram at the top where everybody's stories are.
yeah,
I'll actually just, once a week, I won't even click on the first one. I'll just go like this and go
all the
like
way
this
to
and
the
go,
back.
just
Yeah,
swipe and swipe and swipe and swipe till I get to I don't ever make it to the end because I'm following like over 1,000,
yeah, that's the
whatever.
same as me.
So
Yeah,
I get as far as I can to where I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this person in a while. Then I'll start there,
yeah,
just to try to get a different kind of feed, so I'm not getting the same. Because
mm,
eventually you get the same 3 or 4 people, uh, right in line, one, two, three,
that's it.
four on your
That's it.
stories,
Yeah,
and I'm like, bro, I'm following all these people. I know I haven't. Where's this person?
yeah.
So yeah.
I've got a question. Am I at the start of it?
I don't know. Let me see. Let's find out. That's a good question. Let's find out where you're at in the
I
in
bet
the
I'm not.
ranks. You ain't shit. No. Let's see. All right. Who do we got? Drop Dead,
Oh yeah,
Airsoft Girls, Slovakia,
yeah.
King Lobo, Mr. Off Topic. All right, let's see where you're at. Jammer Actual,
I'm like 600.
Airsofter Sam, Merchant of Death, Call Sign Joker, bro, Mo Bros Airsoft. I mean, bro, let me see how many people I'm following. Hold on. Uh, and this is what I hate. Okay, this is what I hate. Uh, I get when I click on my profile, it says bring people to your profile. This little notification at the top. Okay,
Mm.
so it offers for me to boost a post.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to do. I've been banned from boosting a post for like fucking 6 months, and they still put this thing on here, bro. Get out of here. Anyway, so I am following. Let me see if I can show you on screen here. Turn the brightness way down.
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably gonna be backwards.
Yeah. I can still see it there. Yeah.
21.
It's not backwards. I can see it. Yeah.
Oh, it's not backwards. Good.
No, it's not. Yeah.
I want to
Is it?
focus. It's
Is it?
2,100 people
Yeah.
that I'm following.
Yeah.
So for me to get to the end of that, bro.
See, I
So
think
I
you and
don't
me.
know, how would
I
I
think.
find where you're at on the list? I would just have to scroll through, right?
Oh, you just have to scroll through it. Yeah, you'd
Fuck.
probably be there for ages.
Well, because
Yeah.
I just started following you not long ago.
Yeah, and it's funny because you and me are probably in the same boat because we both want to get known and get noticed and stuff, and we're doing the same thing. We're just following everyone just to try and get some followers back, and it's the same thing for me. But
Yeah, I follow so when I first so I'll follow people that I find through talking with somebody like you. So I started
yeah,
following anyone. Well, first off, if anyone follows me, I follow them back.
yeah,
So
that's
I
what we
don't
do.
care if they have,
Yeah,
if it's like a legit account, not the fake
yeah,
ones
yeah,
where
yeah,
it comes up and shows, some chick in a bikini and she's got 0 followers, 0 posts, and 0 whatever, like, or
yeah,
she's whatever. I'm like, bro, you're fake ass account.
yeah,
Um, but anybody that's legit, you can tell is got a legit thing. I don't care if they have 10 followers or 10 posts, whatever.
yeah,
I'll just click follow back, whatever, because a lot of times I'll invite people to be on the podcast, and so I don't really care if I'm following more people than are
yeah,
following me. I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
really whatever.
Mm, yeah. It's funny because when I first found out about you, you did the one with Kicking Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to I think I was about 3 videos before that one came out, and that
Okay,
was when I started listening to you.
gotcha.
And I thought to myself, shit, I want to get on this podcast, to be honest,
Yeah,
because you're just basically getting anyone who's an airsofter pretty much on the podcast.
absolutely. Yeah,
So I just thought I want to try and get involved with that. And then I started listening to a couple others, and then all of a sudden you released the one with Kicking Mustang, and I listened to that one, and then since then I've literally listened to every single one
oh Jesus.
because, well, the thing is, it's one of them things, isn't it, where I need stuff to listen to when I'm at work
Yeah,
because
I do the same thing at work. Yep.
yeah, but yeah, so I just thought to myself, I want to get on the podcast, and here I am finally.
Yeah, dude. That's cool. Hell
And
yeah.
I am sorry for messing you about for like the past 3 weeks trying to get on. I can't help it. Flipping internet went the other week, and then what was the other thing as well? Oh yeah, I was ill. I had a cold.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, that's fine, bro. Like I said,
yeah,
that's normal. So when I thought it was funny though, because you were, we were really trying to get one set up, and then you're like, oh no, my internet's fucked. So,
yeah, and then the time difference as well. That doesn't help.
yeah, it's always that's always something I got to work out.
Yeah,
Luckily, because of the work I do, I'm like this morning, I went in an hour early to work because I was trying to get some stuff done. I don't have to,
mm,
because I don't, I don't get paid hourly with the side jobs we're doing. It's as long as and I know I'm painting right now. That's all I'm doing. We already did all the prep work. So all I'm doing right now is painting.
Mhm.
It's just a really odd shaped house. So when it's an old Tudor style, I guess they call it, but it's got an upstairs, 2 bedrooms upstairs, but the main living room goes, the main wall goes straight up. The peak, it goes all the way up. It's like a lot of wasted space.
Mhm.
Old style. And so it's probably 30 feet inside, all the way up. So I've got to get, a ladder up in there where I'm,
Yeah,
able to spray or roll or
yeah,
whatever. So anyway,
yeah,
but yeah, luckily, with that kind of work, I can with when I do podcasts with people that are, in different countries and different time zones, I can I'll go in earlier to get more shit done, and then I
mm.
leave early like
So
I did today.
do you get a day rate basically, like
Yeah.
a daily rate? Yeah,
Hmm.
that's what basically I get as well.
Yeah.
Um,
That's really common with this kind of work.
yeah, yeah. It's a bit. I think it's a bit unfair if you charge. I mean, at the end of the day, anyone can still do it, but it's a bit unfair if you charge an hourly rate doing construction because it's like it. I don't know. It's one of them things where it's like it can. You know what it's like. A job can take longer than you think it's going to take, or
Yep.
it can take longer than the person who is employing you to do the job thinks it's going to take. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
Well, the
it's
incentive is, you want to get it done quicker, but hourly, I feel like hourly is such a shitty way to get paid anyway.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
it's a it puts the employee and the employer at opposite ends. Like the employee wants to make,
yeah,
they want to ride the clock because they want
yeah,
more hours,
yeah,
but then they're tired of being there. So they're like, I don't want to drag this job out because I'm
yeah,
tired of being here, but
yeah,
I need to because I need the hours.
yeah,
Bro, it's a bad system.
yeah.
It,
I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, it's your dad. You know, he probably pays you well." He doesn't. He pays me minimum wage, and that's what I get.
your
Okay,
shit, okay?
he might buy me dinner. Okay, but that's probably it. But yeah, it's
Oh yeah.
to
So
be fair though.
how did you come up with did you come up with Force of Fury, the name and the logo thing?
No, it was basically Steve, who is he started the team.
Hmm.
You should get some of the other Force of Fury members on this podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
Um, but it was if you go on the page, you'll see some of the pictures of them and just message them, just ask them if they were prepared to be on the podcast. Um, but it was Steve, and he started the team, and he basically started playing at some places. I think it was West Midlands Airsoft, and it was called the FOB. West Midlands Airsoft is the company,
Gotcha.
um, and the FOB is the site. And basically, I think he started just playing with some people and just said to him, "Do you want to make a team?" And then he started making a team.
Yeah.
And before you knew it, when I joined the team, which was nearly 2 years ago now, I think there was about 36 people on the team, and
Damn.
it was quite big. But put it this way, since I've been playing, I've only met about, I think about 12, 13, 14. Some of them haven't been playing. I mean, COVID hasn't helped,
Right.
but um, yeah, it's one of them things where we actually had to slim the team down a bit because there was too many people. But also, Steve had a girlfriend who
Yeah.
worked at a airsoft retailer in the UK called JD Airsoft, and they're based in Cannock, which is not far from where I live.
Gotcha.
Um, and they sponsor us as a team,
Okay.
um, and we got the sponsorship through his girlfriend, basically
Hmm.
working there. And he said, "I want to get a team together. Can we get like a sponsor or something with JD Airsoft?" They said, "Yeah." And pretty much I sort of pitched the idea to them that I wanted to start doing the YouTube side of it, because obviously I used to do music videos, so I know how to edit. I know sound engineering. I know everything like that. I've got the software. As you know, I stopped doing the music.
Yeah.
So I still got all the software on, like the editing software and stuff on my computer. I just thought to myself, why not? Might as well just start making some proper airsoft YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing now, really, just seeing where it goes. But
hell yeah,
it's, you know, it's getting there now. I think I can't say just yet, but I think, because Steve said to me, he said to me, "Do you want to take over the social media side of it?" Because where he works more hours than me, pretty much. And he said, "I just don't get time to do anything."
yeah.
He has. I haven't even seen him play for. I think it's been like 5 months now. He hasn't played. So he said, "Could you want to take it over?" And I just said, "Yeah." So I basically made the new Instagram page, which is the one that you see.
Gotcha.
I already had the YouTube channel. Everything's here. And JD, I went into JD one day, and they said to me, they said, "You've got a golden ticket here where we sponsor you." They're one of the UK's like major retailers for airsoft stuff. Everyone knows who they are. And they just said, "You've got a golden ticket here," you know. And I just said, "How about if I start doing some YouTube stuff?" And they said, "Yeah, we're up for it." So I'm actually yet to go to the shop and do some gun reviews and stuff.
Gotcha.
So you'll probably see more and more of that soon. But it's it's one of them things again where it's just I just don't get the time.
Yeah, that's cool to do though.
They're open till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But obviously I finish work at like 3, 4,
right,
and they're 45-minute drive from me. Then I've got to record something.
Yep.
So my only day is a Saturday. They're shut on Sundays, and they're shut on Mondays. So Saturday's the only day. But as you can imagine, Saturday is their busiest day.
Yep.
So it's going to be hard to do, but I'm going to start doing some stuff soon.
Yeah.
For them. I'm not employed by them.
Right.
I'm just putting that out there. I'm not employed by them.
Right.
All the reviews that I do will be honest reviews. I said to him, I'm going to be honest. If I'm reviewing like the airsoft stuff, do you want it to be like an honest review, or do you want me to make some sales for you and just say everything's good about it? And they said, as far as signal's gone.
Oh, there we go. Now you're back.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
What state are you in again?
South Carolina. So if you've been to Florida, I'm 2 states above that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not far. Yeah, I vaguely know my states. My cousin got married to a girl in Texas. I can't think of the town. Houston. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got a. Is it a green? No, not a green card. He had to go out there basically for. Well, he had to get married within 90 days. And he had to have a job already waiting for him for him to get the. Is a visa in it?
Oh, the visa. Yeah. I got you. Like a work visa or some shit.
That's it. Yeah. But now that he's married, I don't know whether he's got to stay out there for so long before he can call himself an American citizen.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's 10 years. I think.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, is it 5 or is it 10? I can't remember.
Fuck, dude. I don't know. I've been out of the country, a couple times, and it was all through the military. So I didn't have to do shit. I don't have a passport. I never had to get a passport. They give me orders. You go over here and get on this plane. See ya.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know any of this stuff with having to go through. And I went to Mexico a bunch of times. I've been to Mexico probably 25 times. When we were stationed at I was stationed at Camp Pendleton in California. It was only like 40-minute drive to Tijuana, to the border. So we'd go to Tijuana, bro. This is 1991. Okay, Tijuana, we get a fucking full ass draft beer for 25 cents. I'm not even, it was
Do you know
quarter
what?
beers.
Do you know what? Right. My cousin's now wife that came over for my other cousin's wedding. Um, she was here and she was talking about. Well, she was talking about a few things. To be honest, the differences between like here in the UK and in America.
Yeah.
And you you lot complain about fuel prices out there. You should come here because it's like, what is the fuel prices right now out there for you for
Where I'm at right
petrol and
now,
diesel?
it's $3 and it's just over three. It's $3.03.
That's for a gallon.
Yeah, for a gallon.
So that's 5 liters in a gallon. And we pay at one point about 4 months ago, we were paying nearly £2 a litre. That's £10
Holy
a gallon.
shit.
Yeah, yeah. That was the peak of it. Now it's about, for petrol it's £1.60, and for diesel it's about £1.80. I've got a petrol car now, and that's a litre. So you think it's bad out there? I mean, I know you
Oh
drive around in 5 litre
shit.
V8s, so it's a bit different. I know you
Yeah.
consume it a bit more, but
Damn.
I mean, we. I've got a hybrid. I've got a Hyundai Tucson, which is a
Okay.
hybrid. Um,
What
and
what kind of what kind of car is it?
a Hyundai,
Yeah.
a Hyundai, as you would say.
Yeah, yeah. A Hyundai,
um,
yeah.
and it's a hybrid, and I can fill it up on petrol all the way, and with a full battery, I can get 490 miles out of it.
Damn, that's good.
That's really good.
Yeah, it
If I'm
is.
not throttling it, putting my foot down all the time
Right.
in it, it's really good on fuel. Um, but yeah, I think hybrids nowadays are going to be the way forward. You're going to get your Tesla fanboys. You're going to get all your electric cars say
I
otherwise.
want a Tesla, bro. I
But
just want to try one out.
I've been in Birmingham, where the nearest Tesla main dealer is. Um, you could have a free test drive, and all you had to do is show them your driving license. You had to book it, and you can book an hour slot, and you can have whichever Tesla you want. And I went with the Tesla Model 3 Performance, which in the UK is about £60,000.
Hmm.
Um, and it does 0 to 60 in like 3 seconds. And I will never be I'll never be in a quicker car in my life, because I got in it. I was with my girlfriend, and where the Tesla main dealer is, it's a one way. It's like on an island, like a roundabout.
Oh yeah.
Um, and as you pull out, it's one of them junctions where you've really got to look, but you basically got to look in the boot of your car or the
Mm-hmm.
trunk, and to see what cars are coming.
Gotcha.
And my girlfriend said, "Am I clear?" And she said, "After this one, yeah." The car went past. I put my foot down, thinking there'd be a slight delay. I was at the back of the car so quick, it is unreal. And it felt like I was driving it like this, and like the steering is so responsive,
Really?
and the throttle is so responsive. The brakes are mental. Um, they're so sharp, but
Yeah.
I think that's just because it's an electric, and it just has to be a bit more responsive. But honestly, if you get the chance to go out on a test drive in the Model 3 Performance, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
you've got the more expensive, and like they do 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. Like I think the Plaid does it.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for affordability wise, for 60 grand, you're basically getting a hypercar for 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. It will smoke any car on the road.
That's
It's
so crazy,
unreal.
dude.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen the like the drag strips that you have in America,
Yeah.
where it's like a Tesla pulls up, and it's like up against the flipping supercharged 5 liter V8 Mustang or
No
uh,
way.
Dodge or whatever, and
Get out.
it just smokes it. It's just
Really?
unreal. Yeah,
What?
watch them. Yeah,
That's fucking
go on
nuts.
YouTube. Go on YouTube and watch them. They're mental. The speed that they have. It is it. You know the opening scene to Star Wars when all the stars just like go
Yeah,
flying
when they go
past,
to
and it's just like
they
white
do that.
lines. Yeah,
Yeah,
you get in
Tesla
it, and it's like that.
versus oh, here's Tesla versus Lamborghini,
That's it.
Hellcat.
Yeah,
Okay, let's
yeah.
see here. Let's see if I can move this. All right, I'm gonna click on this real quick. Hold on.
By the way,
That's crazy, dude.
we need to do another podcast
Okay.
because I could keep talking about so much other stuff. Honestly,
Well,
if you want to do another one at some point, let me know because I'll do it.
well, I usually do have people on a second time. Well, yeah, we'll watch that one later because I want to hear about your airsoft stuff. And
Yeah,
I know you showed off your AK-74 and your cool ass riot shield. Uh, so yeah, how did you get started into airsoft? And by the way, I've seen on your Instagram you have a picture with, is that Marcus? Uh,
Marcus.
maybe not. I don't know. It looks a lot like some of the guys I've talked with already. Freelance.
Hold on.
Do you what field do you play at? What's your home field?
Do you know what? Honestly, we don't actually have a home field. To be honest, we honestly just play wherever we feel like going. We
Yeah.
have a group chat. We basically have a group chat on Facebook, all the team, and we just put in there anyone fancy. I know this is another reason why I have this map behind me, because I will just look at a map, point at one, and just say, "Do you want to go there?" And if enough people say yeah, we go. If some people say no, then we don't go. But
You go somewhere else.
yeah, just see how it goes. But to be fair, most of the sites are in the West Midlands that we go to. We
Okay.
try not to travel too far. You know, probably an hour's drive, hour and a half is
Yeah.
probably enough. But I've travelled further than that. I've been to Liverpool. I've been to Luton, which is just outside London.
Hmm.
I I want to go to a few further afield that are like they're an overnight stay, but the sites are really good from what I've seen on YouTube. Um, yeah,
I'm trying to think of the
uh,
what are the names of the ones?
I'm looking at my Instagram now.
Dri
Which one is it?
Driverwood. I don't know. I thought I recognized some of the guys you were playing with, but the yeah, I guess that's not. So the one let's see.
All the pictures are the ones of um the people on the team. So
Gotcha. Okay.
if it's a picture of someone, it's they're on the team. We don't have pictures of people that aren't on the team on the
I
profile,
gotcha.
basically.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, one of those guys looks a lot like somebody I did a podcast with recently, and they, so many of the people I've talked with in the UK play at the same fields. They're in similar areas, but
Yeah,
then again, I've talked to a lot of people in the UK all over. So,
yeah.
uh,
I was listening to one a couple of days ago. It was the one I can't think of his name, but it's from up north in the UK. And he was talking about Peaky Blinders.
oh,
Um,
McGaz. Yeah.
yeah,
McGaz
might have been
actual.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's from near Manchester, I think. I can't
Right.
remember.
Yeah.
I
He
can't
was
remember
making,
where it
he
was.
said, he's somewhere outside of Burnley.
That's
Burnley.
it.
Yeah.
That's it. Burnley. That's it. Yeah. Well, you was talking about accents, and
Oh,
you said
yeah.
the Birmingham accent is the worst one. Now, my accent isn't from Birmingham. Before you tell me, I know I'm about 20 miles. I live 20 miles from Birmingham,
Okay.
but the accent. Don't let anyone tell you that anywhere near Birmingham, on the outskirts, that accent is not Birmingham.
Mm.
Okay, because I can literally travel from where I live now. Okay, I can go from here to Birmingham, and there is probably four different accents in between.
That's so crazy, bro.
literally every 5 miles you travel, it's a different accent, especially around the Midlands, the West Midlands,
Yeah,
Central. It's completely different. But it's like that, to be honest, everywhere, pretty much around the UK.
yeah.
But they reckon that, fun fact, in fact, I've got two fun facts.
Hell yeah.
The first thing is apparently the Black Country accent, which is where I live.
Yeah.
The Black Country, the reason why it's called the Black Country is because back in, I think it was like the 1900s, early 1900s, this area, it was the most industrial. It was, I think we made the first iron bridge made of iron.
Nice.
And it's in a place called Iron Bridge.
Yeah.
And it was the first engineered bridge to use iron. And basically, it was the industrial, not town, but like area of the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called the Black Country for that reason, because the smog that from all the chimneys.
Right.
That's the reason why it's called the Black Country. Because
Uh-huh.
my dad's originally from London, and my dad's from Dudley. My mom's from Dudley, sorry. And they met on holiday in Spain.
Oh shit. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so my dad decided to move up from London to Dudley, and then we live where we live now in Wolverhampton. But the fun fact I was going to say was Shakespeare and the way he speaks and the way he used to rhyme things, or the way he used to speak. Apparently, the Black Country accent is the nearest scientifically and literacy. I can't think of the word. It's the most closest thing to the way Shakespeare used to speak.
Oh.
And I don't know whether it's true, but this is what someone told me.
Yeah.
And they said that they heard it on the news or something. I don't know. Studies show it's the nearest thing to it or whatever.
As
So that
seen
was
on
the first
TV.
thing. Yeah. So that was the first fact.
Yeah.
Second fact is in Dudley, there is a place called Netherton, which is another place where West Midlands Airsoft have another site. It's a CQB site. I did a video. If you go on my channel, you'll see it's the black and white one where it says Airsoft CQB. I filmed that one at West Midlands Airsoft at their CQB site in Netherton.
Yeah.
And in Netherton, there is a one-to-one recreation of the anchor, going back to the days when they used to industrial revolution and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know the Titanic? Well, the anchor that was on the Titanic was made in Netherton, and they have a one-to-one recreation of the anchor. It's not on a roundabout, but it's literally like in a high street.
Oh yeah.
They've got a one-to-one recreation of the anchor in person.
It's got to be huge.
It's not that big, actually, to be honest. It's probably about, I've never got out and measured it, but it's probably about.
So you see it from the road, like when you're driving by it, basically.
Yeah, it's painted white. It looks really nice. I'd say it's probably about. Oh, do you know what? I can't really say.
If you stood next to it, it's bigger than you, though.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's probably about 20 foot cubed. So 20 foot by 20 foot and 20 foot high.
Right.
I'd say it's about that, if I'm being honest. I can't think, because it's like when you drive past something, you never really.
Yeah, it's hard to, until you get out and like walk up to it and stand next to it, it's hard to tell. Yeah.
But just a fun fact I thought you might want to know.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I didn't know that.
So yeah, that's basically.
Well, obviously you've listened to some of the podcasts because you know that I like learning new shit on here. So
yeah, that's it. Yeah,
it's cool, man. I really do. And that's why I really enjoy talking with newer, maybe not newer airsofters. Airsofters have been playing for a long time, but younger channels maybe like because there's so many airsofters out there that I've found. And
Yeah.
and I like learning, especially when they're in different countries. I love learning about their culture and
Mm.
whatever. There's always the human beings are pretty much, we all have these same, a lot of similarities or whatever throughout different countries, even with cultures and everything. Like the only child thing, right? If that was, if you were in America, you'd have the same issues, bro. You'd have the same family
Yeah.
members. It'd be like you're spoiled, whatever. That's a really common thing. You have the middle child uh syndrome or whatever, Um, yeah, dude, it's
Yeah.
we're all the same in that and a lot of different respects like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I do like learning all these different things from these different countries. Boy, if you heard the McGass one where we were talking about Peaky Blinders, he was talking about that where he was, he snuck on set,
Yeah. I heard that. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
dude. That's
Do you know
cool.
what? It's quite funny because the Peaky Blinders is based in Birmingham back in the day.
Yeah.
Um, Another fun fact. Um, we did some work for some people that my dad's known now for like 20 years. They did a thing where, I don't know if you have it in America, but you can, you give a sample of your DNA and it
Mhm.
goes to a lab. So, like, just a bit of saliva or blood or something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's about 80 quid to have it done. Um, and I think it's called Ancestry
Yep.
History or
Ancestry.
something. Yeah,
They have a couple of them. Ancestry. They have 23 and Me or some shit like that.
yeah, yeah. And I think
Mhm.
they did that. And turns out that they had a relative. I mean, bear in mind these people that we did the work for, they're like, I think they're in their 70s.
Mm.
So they're, quite old now. But back in the day, I don't know when, I've, believe it or not, I've never watched Finders. I've never watched it
Never
because
watched Peaky Blinders?
it's just one of them things.
How
I've
dare
never
you?
watched it. Yeah,
How dare you?
I live 20 miles away from where it was based.
You're horrible.
But they are actually related to someone, I don't know his name, but to someone who was in the real life Peaky Blinders,
Oh, that's cool.
because it's based off a true story,
Right.
and something that actually happened, like I don't know, is it a gang that actually were a thing?
Yeah.
Um, and they are related to someone, and they in the kitchen they've got a mug shot of the Peaky Blinder,
Oh, that's cool.
um, in I don't know if it was in like a cell, but like when you hold the thing and it's got like the
Oh,
the
the
writing.
mugshot.
That's it, yeah.
Right.
Um, so yeah, it's another fun fact for you.
That's cool. Hell yeah, dude.
um, yeah, I didn't
Yeah, it
answer
was a
your
good
question
show.
though.
See, I like shows like that that are kind of they're fictional, but they're also a little bit uh based on
Mm,
similar events or similar people and in that same area. I
yeah,
love watching shit like that.
yeah. It's one of them things, isn't it? Where if it's based on something like where you live, you don't really take any interest in it because you live there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas
Uh-huh.
like, whereas like Cops, I'll watch Cops because it's in America, and
Right. Oh
I
yeah.
don't live there.
No shit, right? I know whenever
Yeah.
we see on that, whenever we see Columbia, South Carolina, we're like about an hour and a half drive
Mm, mm.
away from Columbia, South Carolina. And we'll see that on there like, oh, we recognize those police. Yep.
Yeah. I tell you what, I used to like watching. I don't know if you've seen it, South Beach Toe.
What is it?
Have you ever South Beach Toe in Florida? Um,
Huh.
have you never watched it?
South Beach?
Yeah, South Beach Toe. Yeah,
Huh.
it's like a um, they tow cars away. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
you may have
I haven't
seen
seen
it.
that one. I have seen those where they do the
Yeah,
repos,
yeah, it's kind
right?
of like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That was something that was quite good, but they stopped filming it. I think in like 2019, I think
Oh,
they
okay.
stopped filming it. Um, yeah, man, that's a good series. That is. I wish they'd make more. I hate that when they stop making stuff and
Dude,
you want to watch it.
for real.
Yeah.
Now,
But
okay, so you're younger, but you listen to that podcast with Miguez, and we were talking about uh the show called The Young Ones.
yeah,
Had you ever heard of that?
I've heard of it. I've never
Okay,
watched it though.
gotcha.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
it's
way
probably.
before your time for
I was
sure,
going to say
but
that's before my time. That is.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't answer your question though about how I started airsoft.
Right.
Um, I basically just it was one of the things where you're a teenager, started playing Call of Duty, just wanted to own the guns in real life. Being in the UK, you can't own a gun. Um, and yeah, so the nearest thing to it, 1-to-1 of like an M4 is airsoft.
Mm-hmm.
So started collecting them about 2008, I think. I don't know how old I was, 14. Um, and because obviously in the UK you have to have them two toned, so they have to be painted like orange,
Right.
blue, greens. It has to be like 50% of the gun has to be painted for you
Mm-hmm.
to legally be able to buy it. So I do that, and then I go to Halfords, which is like a car repair shop, and they do spray paint.
Oh shit.
And I just spray it black because why not? It's not illegal to do it. You can
Right.
do it after you've purchased it, but
Gotcha.
as long as you don't brandish it in public,
Yeah.
then it's fine. But I started doing that. Um, it got to the point where I collected quite a few of them, and I started doing airsoft in 2014. Um, so what was that? 2008, 2014, yeah, like that. Because that was when I turned 18 and I actually started driving in 2014.
Gotcha.
So I thought to myself, I'll just take myself to a game. And I went to the first game and did a couple. And then I actually stopped playing for about 2 years. Yeah, about 2 years. And then I met my girlfriend in 2017. And then I said, because she knew that I had the airsoft guns and it didn't freak her out or nothing. Because her dad's actually got a shotgun. And he goes clay pigeon shooting.
Oh, okay.
So it didn't really freak her out. She's grown up with guns.
Yeah.
Um, and basically, she said, well, I said to her, do you want to come to an airsoft game with me? And I said, I used to do it, but I kind of stopped and I want to go to another one now. You know how it is, life gets in the way.
Sure.
And then we just went to a game and it was good. And then just carried on playing since then. And then COVID happened.
And then fucking COVID, bro. Jesus. Shut everything down.
Have you ever caught COVID? You've never had it? Never?
No, I don't know. I mean,
do you have the test? You didn't have the test, do you?
Fuck that test. I ain't getting tested. I've never been tested. And listen, bro, I've never had a shot.
Same for me.
Not one shot since I've been out of the military. I got out of the military in 93, 94. So, no flu shot, no motherfucking nothing, bro. Nothing.
I've had nothing. I have in the UK because they brought the vaccine out for it. They are now on their 5th jab. So if you've had the first one, then the second one, then the third one, they're now on the 5th one, and they're giving it to like the over 80s or whatever. And I just haven't had a jab at all because when they first brought it out, in the UK. I don't know if you had it in America, but there was some anti-vaxxers, and then there was people that were up for the vaccine, and I just said I didn't want it because there's probably going to be some people that are listening to this now that are saying that I'm wrong, but at the end of the day, it's a free country. You can do what you want to do.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to have it because I feel like COVID, it's only been out for so long. At the time, it had only been out for 6 months, and they brought a vaccine out. And I thought to myself, I don't want to have a vaccine that hasn't been tested over a long period of time, like 20, 30 years.
No.
Who's to say that it could cause a type of cancer, or it could bring on a certain type of.
I said it was going to start the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, all that. But
hell yeah.
But when did I have it?
No, I
I,
didn't. I didn't get that either. We had the same thing here. There was a
yeah,
huge thing about people for and against wearing the
yeah,
mask, for and
yeah,
against getting the jab.
yeah, yeah,
Just all kind of shit going on with that, and
yeah.
so
I mean,
the
I haven't had a jab, and I caught it this year. And we've got the little test. I've still actually got the positive test. Do you want me
yeah,
to show you it? Do you want me to show you it?
sure, why not?
Hold on, give me a second.
All right,
Okay, so
looks like
this
a
is
pregnancy test. What'd you have to do? Stick it up your butt?
it does as well. So basically, this is what it looks like. Whether you can see it because the light. Let me turn the light off. You're not going to see that.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
on it, there is two lines. Can you see the two lines in the middle
Uh-huh.
here?
Yeah.
The if you what you had to do is you had to get like a swab, and you had to either there was a few different ones that they did. You either had to stick it up your nose
Right.
and twist it for 10 seconds, and then there was one where you had to put it back your throat and do the same thing, or there was both. So you put it up your nose and your throat. Obviously, you want to put it the back of your throat first before you stick it up your nose. You know what I mean?
How many
but
people got that one backwards? Oh, Jesus.
but I well my girlfriend caught it first, and she's the same as me. She hasn't had no jabs, and she is asthmatic, and she caught it before me, and I caught it 2 days after.
Yeah.
And basically, you have to stick one of those up your nose or in your throat, and then you have to put it in a tube with a little bit of liquid in. I don't know what it is. And then you squeeze it into the little trough at the bottom, 4 drops or something like that.
Yeah.
And then what will happen is it fills up here, and then it will come up within, I think it's about 2 to 3 minutes. The
Mm-hmm.
two lines come up. If you get the one line at the top, it's negative. If you get both the lines, it's positive. And basically, what happened was the first day my girlfriend had it. Obviously, we'd been in the room and stuff together, and you know how it is. You just stay in the same bed and whatnot. And I
Yeah.
just thought to myself, well, if you've got it, I'm going to catch it now because I've been around you. So
Right.
just catch it and get it over with. That was
Sure.
my mentality.
Yeah.
And then it took me 2 days to catch it till I did a positive test. And then because when I caught it in the UK, there was no like isolating, so you didn't have to self isolate for 7 days or whatever. You could literally just carry on
Yeah.
about your day. It was just your choice if you wanted to stay at home and not spread it.
Gotcha.
But at this point, everyone had their vaccine, and if you didn't want to have your vaccine, you didn't have it.
Right.
So it was at a time where I thought, well, okay, do I carry on going to work with my dad
Yeah.
and the possibility of him catching it and then my mum catching it?
Yeah.
They didn't want to catch it, which is fair enough. So
Sure.
I just had it was 7 days. I had it. I had 7 days off work.
Yeah.
With pay.
Hell
That's the
yes.
benefit. That's the benefit about working with your dad. But I haven't had any long COVID or nothing from it. As far as don't get me wrong, the first 2 days when I tested positive for it were the worst 2 days of it. After that, the 5 days I had it after, perfectly fine. Didn't feel any different. Felt like normal. Had a little bit of a cough, not a bad cough, just a tickle in the throat.
Right.
That's it. But the first 2 days were mental because it felt like my head was in a vice and it was being crushed. It was the worst headache I've had in my life. And apart from that, what was the other thing that I had? I don't think I had a temperature.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had a bit of vertigo, bit of like, and I had 3 nights of nightmares, which was strange.
Really? Do you remember?
Yeah,
You remember any of them?
um,
Did you have a scary monster in it?
I think one of them did, yeah.
For real? No shit. Okay.
Yeah. It's funny enough, this wasn't when I had COVID, but I had a dream a couple of weeks back. Well, not a dream, a nightmare, really. I was lying on my side of the bed, and I was facing the out, like the outside of the bed. And in this dream, I don't know whether you're into like ghosts and stuff like that, but in this dream, it was as if like it was a bit like sleep paralysis. I was in the same position as I was like lying asleep,
Yeah.
but it felt like I was awake. And I woke up and there was this just dark shadow thing just like leaning over me.
Oh shit.
And yeah, like proper like shit that you'd seen in like horror film.
Yeah.
And I was like in the dream, I was like trying to, like when you have them, I don't know if you've had them, but like when you're trying to scream, but you can't scream.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I've had
had
that.
that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Do you know what? Everyone has that. I've
Yeah.
noticed that everyone says, I've had that before when you
Yeah.
explain that to them. And I had that and I was like screaming and I was like, not in the dream, but in person, I was like mumbling and my girlfriend could see that I was having a nightmare and she was shaking me to wake me up. Woke up and I was like, shit, no. That was scary. And she was
Yeah.
like, what? And I explained that. And then a couple of weeks later, she had the exact same dream.
Oh shit.
Yeah, how weird is that?
Well, you know what's weird about these dreams too is the scary ones. It's
Yeah,
while you're in the dream, you have this really whatever the environment is in the dream is what makes it so scary. It's like these thoughts,
yeah,
like
yeah,
you can have these scary dreams where you're in a room with people that feel familiar, but you can't recognize anyone's face, but you know that you're with people or something like that, but you don't really remember.
yeah,
But in the dream, like before you wake up, it feels like uh for whatever reason, it feels like tense or scary
mm,
for some reason. Like it's
mm,
just odd. It's a weird feeling.
mm,
It's different because when you try to explain it to somebody like a nightmare, you're like, um, they're like, well, what was so scary about it? Well,
yeah, yeah,
I don't know, like the feeling. I don't,
yeah.
it's mostly
It's
just a
hard to
feeling
explain.
because there's not a whole lot of, most of the time there's not a whole lot of detail in the monster or whatever it
Yeah,
is that you're afraid of,
yeah,
in their features or their face or whatever. Usually it's like you said, like a shadow. I
yeah,
had a similar dream when I was in Japan, and it's bro, I can't believe it's been, 30 years and I still remember this thing. But
yeah,
I was sitting on the rack. In the military you have those bunks, in a squad bay. So I'm sitting on the top and I'm looking down. I got my legs hanging over and I'm talking to my buddy. It was my drinking buddy, my he was in the, Marines with us, Bletch. So I'm sitting here talking to Joe and we look down on the floor in the squad bays, it's concrete. So I look down and it's smooth concrete. Well, then as we're talking, it starts moving like it's murky water, but it's the same color as the concrete floor, but it starts moving like it's water. And all of a sudden we both fell in and this so we're sinking in the water. It's dark, murky water, can't breathe, trying to get to the top, can't figure out which way's up. And all of a sudden there's the face of Ozzy Osbourne. I don't know if but on the cover of the album Blizzard of Oz, this is
yeah,
way, way back, the Blizzard of Oz, where he has his hair all strung up with like white powder and shit in it. Um, that face is in front of me. And I swear to God, dude, I wake up and I'm telling my buddy, I'm like, bro, like here I am, I'm 20 years old, big badass Marine, right? In the Marines, and I'm telling him how fucking scared I was of Ozzy Osbourne in the fucking swamp. Okay. Oh
yeah.
shit.
Do you know what's the funniest thing? Ozzy Osbourne's actually from the other side of Birmingham as well. He's
Is he
from a place
really?
called it's from a place called Solihull. Um, it's about what 30 mile away from me, I think. That's where it's from. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what's
Small
weird?
world.
When now you guys, you guys already knew this because with the age of information, but back when I was a teenager and we were starting to get into listening to Ozzy and stuff like that, I remember when we found out that Ozzy was from or wasn't from America, because the way he sings sounds
Yeah,
like American accent.
yeah,
And we found that out and we were like, holy shit, like it blew our minds how somebody could sing like that, but when they talk, it was
yeah,
that really thick accent. It was crazy.
yeah. He has got a really thick. I don't know whether it's classed as black country accent because he's
Yeah.
from Solihull, but he's definitely got that kind of accent from around where I am. It's really strange to hear. Is when you watch the, I don't know if you watched it, but there's like they did like a fly on the wall documentary back in the day
Yeah.
of I think it's called like the Osbournes or something.
Yeah. The Osbournes. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really funny watching that because the thing is, there's a lot of people around where I live that are exactly the same as him. So it's literally like watching just someone that
Oh,
on the
it's
telly.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, but yeah,
All
but
right. So you got so you were going to airsoft, then you stopped, life got in the way, then you met your girlfriend, said, hey, you want to go airsofting? And
yeah,
you
that's it.
guys
And then
started to go, and then
yeah,
COVID.
and then COVID happened, and then basically just carried on playing once the sites were open again, which
Now, does
was
she play with you now still?
yeah. She actually prefers, believe it or not, she actually prefers the CQB sites rather than the outdoors sites
Okay.
because she's and to be fair, I feel the same, but CQB sites, they're more fast paced. Um, they're not like speed soft, some of them, but indoor ones she prefers because it's like there's more going on. Whereas outdoors sites, it's like you're sort of few and far between the battle, and if you get hit, you've got like a mile to walk back to your respawn.
Yep.
Whereas like in CQB, it's literally like 20 steps that way and you're
Yep.
back in. Whereas outdoors, it's nice to play outdoors, especially in the summer. This year, we've had the hottest heat wave in the past 70 years. This year,
Damn.
it was. I think my car registered 42.
Woo.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's hot. And I've been to Vegas back in the day when I was younger with my
Okay.
mum and dad, and we got out the car, and it was a multi-story parking lot, and it was 40 then.
Yeah.
But the thing is, right, 40 degrees here is a different 40 degrees in a different country
Yeah.
because the heat, what it's like. There's like a dry heat,
Yep.
and then there's in the UK what we get is we call it a muggy heat,
Yeah. Muggy,
where
humid. Yep. Yeah,
where
dude.
it's just like clammy and makes you sweat.
Dude.
Whereas in another country, it's different.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel the same. It's different. It's a nice heat. Whereas in this country,
Yeah. Vegas. Well, anything on the west, like Utah, Vegas,
yeah,
Cali, obviously
yeah,
California,
I've been
but
to California.
Florida, South Carolina, Georgia, we have similar heat, what you guys have, but probably not as much because you guys get a
No,
lot more rain than we do. So
yeah,
that all that moisture is held into the ground
yeah,
and the plants and all that. And so when it is hot,
yeah,
all that stuff just
yeah.
evaporates out and just
Um,
hangs
before
in the air.
before before COVID happened, we went to New York in 2018, and that was in the summer,
Yeah.
and that was much like our summer. Um, but yeah, it. We've been to Florida when it's been the rainy season as well.
Right.
Mental,
Yeah.
mental. I
Hell
have
yeah.
not seen. The thing is, right, in this country, in the UK, when you have a thunderstorm, okay, you have a thunderstorm for like 20 minutes or so, and it's like you get the odd flash of lightning and the odd rumble of thunder, right?
Yeah.
In Florida, and if you've never been to Florida, you've got to go just for the storms because the flash of lightning will happen. Okay, you have enough time to get the phone out of your pocket, get the camera open, and take a picture of the lightning bolt that's just happened, because it stays in the sky for like 10 seconds and
Uh-huh.
then it will go. Whereas in this country, it's like a flash and that's it. And you'll never get a picture of it. You've got to do a
Yeah.
video. But honestly, in Florida, it just hails, and it's like thick hail as well. It's like we don't have that type. Like here, it's like a bit of like polystyrene dust as hail.
Nice.
But in America, it's like ice cubes coming down. It's
It is,
mental.
dude. Did you see well, I don't know if you've seen the one we just did, the podcast I did with a group of guys. It was called the
Yeah,
monthly backspin. We just started it, and Mr. OT is his Instagram, Mr. Off Topic. He is in Memphis, Tennessee.
golf balls.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I
It
know. I listened
was
to it.
fucking crazy. He sent us that video. I pulled it up on the screen, and
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was literally like a golf ball in his hand. I was like,
yeah,
holy shit.
yeah, yeah. It's different. My girlfriend's never been to America. She
Okay.
wants to go though. She she had the chance to come with us in when we went to New York, because, well, funnily enough, we went to New York for 5 days, and then we went from New York to San Francisco for 5 days. Completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different. We stayed in a place. Um, Shit, where was it? So you have the city of San Fran. It was north of the city, and
Mm.
it was in a really like rough area,
Oh,
and
okay.
it was like a package holiday that my mom booked basically, and we stayed in New York. We stayed in the Roosevelt, right next to Grand Central train
Nice.
station,
Yep.
uh, subway train station, sorry. Um, and it was really nice.
Yeah.
And then we got to San Francisco, and the hotel, it was a good hotel, but of a night time, um,
Freaked come out.
they said don't go out after 9 p.m. They said
Oh,
avoid these streets of a night time.
bruh.
Um, yeah, and of a night time at like 2 o'clock in the morning, because obviously it was quite warm, so we had the balcony door open a bit. We could hear like sounded like fireworks, and my dad said he was letting
Gunshots.
off he was letting off fireworks at 2 in the morning, and I said to my dad, "That ain't fireworks."
No,
as some
huh?
as someone who knows a bit about guns, that is not fireworks. That is a gun.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, we went out one of the days, first thing in the morning, like 10 o'clock in the morning, getting ready to go out and see San Francisco. Went to Alcatraz and all that. And we was walking down the street, and there was there got to be homeless people just sat on the corner selling knives on a towel on the street on the
Yeah.
pavement. Mental, mental. And you'd never get that here, never.
Oh
As,
yeah.
as soon as someone got a whiff that someone had a knife, you'd have the flipping armed forces here and everything. But
Well, it's funny. I
but
was telling speaking of that, I was talking to somebody a couple days ago in the UK, and I was telling them about the Halloween party we had. So we went to my in-laws. They live like about 10, 15 minutes from us, drive real close.
oh yeah,
And
yeah,
so we all went over there. So three of my five kids came over, or four of my five kids, and they had, one of them has kids
mm,
that lives here. So we had a bunch of people over there, and girlfriends and whatever, and so we're all hanging out. Well, this is in a neighborhood where they have sidewalks. It's like a where people walk around and stuff. So all the trick-or-treaters, all the kids were going to go trick-or-treating. And so it's the houses are pretty close together. So they have a big driveway. So we had a fire pit set up in the driveway with a huge fire going. Um, I was dressed in, you play video games at all?
yeah,
So you play Call of Duty. You've heard of Payday 2,
yeah, yeah,
the bank robbing game? Okay,
yeah,
bank
yeah,
robbers. So I was the lead guy, Austin.
Yeah.
with that American flag mask
Yeah.
looking
Yeah.
thing
Yeah. Yeah. It looks sick.
with the dress coat, you know, the suit coat on,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
had a shotgun. It's an airsoft shotgun
Yeah.
with a sling slung over my
Yeah.
shoulder, you know, like sitting right in front of me. So I had that, um, and then uh, so anyway, we had a bunch of we were all standing out there drinking and had the fire going. I had music on
Mm.
in the garage. We had the garage door open, and the we brought a TV out there. My brother-in-law has a TV out there because we were watching Monday Night Football. Um, so we had all this shit going on. So it's, you know, it's like a party atmosphere. It's loud, whatever. And I was telling this guy this, and he goes, "Bro, you're all that would not happen here because somebody would call the cops on you." And I was like,
It's
"No,
true.
man, this is like a weekend. This is every weekend we do this shit. If you guys came here, man, like where I live, the neighborhood I live in, uh, is it's a little bit away from town, so there's some spaces between the houses. I think every single person on this whole block has guns, and we all
Mm.
go out in our backyards and shoot. So
Yeah.
we'll go out with our pistols, and so you'll every night, bro, every night you'll hear shotguns going off, rifles going off, pistols going off. There's a guy up the like two doors up. He'll go out and he has a target, a big target, like hay bales and a big dirt, you know, berm or
Mm.
whatever set up in his backyard. And he'll like do mag dumps. He'll dump the
Mm.
mag of his 40 cal or his 9 mil. And it just sounds like a war zone some nights. And we're just standing out there drinking, me and my wife. It's like totally normal, you know?
Yeah.
But for
I
people that
mean,
aren't used to it,
I mean,
oh,
I could get used to that.
it's great.
But
It's great. Yeah.
yeah,
You
you
get
just
used to
wouldn't
it pretty
get it.
quick.
You just
But
wouldn't get that here.
my family, like my sisters and my mom, live up in Cleveland, Ohio still. And when they come
Yeah.
down to visit and that happens, they're freaking out because they're not used to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the gun laws here are really strict, as you know.
Yeah.
But it's funny actually because my cousin's wife, who's from Texas, when she was over, she's only about 24, 25.
Yeah.
And it was the time, when she was over, it was about a week after when, you know, they had that shooting in Texas.
Mm,
That was it, that school shooting or something.
mm,
Um, and I said, I don't, well, anyone who has a gun will say guns aren't the problem, it's the people that kill
yeah.
people, which I agree with. And I think it's not, I think in America they need to have more background checks, but at the end of the day, you could still get someone buy a
Yeah.
gun on the black market, you
Right.
know, or off someone off the street. So you'll never. I think gun safety though is the main thing
For sure.
because
Yeah.
you know, and it's. I don't think guns are the problem. It's the checks that they need to do on people,
Yeah.
and not just a normal background check like is their mental health right. It also needs to be like obviously if they've got a criminal record, which they do anyway, don't they?
Yeah.
I think it needs to be on a level where, for instance, if they've just lost their job and things start to happen where they start to get signs of depression as
Yeah.
well. But you
They
know, I
start
think things
looking
like that. But
sus.
yeah, there needs to be like in this country, if you got a shotgun license, and I know this because my girlfriend's dad, um, the police come around and do like a spot check on you.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, and they don't tell you, they just turn up.
Oh fuck that.
Um, yeah, and
No, no.
if you've not got the gun in the safe,
Yeah.
but you have to have a gun safe. If you've not got the gun in a safe, you've got to have a valid reason to
Yeah.
have it not in the safe. For instance, cleaning it,
For
or
instance, the cops showing up at my door.
yeah. And I think you're not allowed to have so much ammunition
Okay.
as well. So
Yeah.
shotgun shells and stuff. you're only allowed to have X amount. I don't know how much it is.
Okay.
If you've got any more than that, then it's a problem. I don't know what happens. I don't know whether you get it taken off you, or whether they just put a, or whether you get a fine. I
Like
don't
a
know. I don't know
fine
what
or
it is.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think there's to be more stuff like that. But you know what it's like. You'll never get rid of guns because it's a big thing. But
Right.
I
Yeah,
think
you're
it's
not going
more the
to uninvent
background
them.
checks.
It's a complicated, any of those issues like that are complicated because, well, I think it's because of the volume of people and whatever the thing is, this whatever's in the, um, happens to be the issue at the time or whatever. The bottom line, life is risky. Um,
I mean,
everyone has their own beliefs, like personally, I think less government involvement with our lives is better. Like more individual responsibility would be better. Instead of us handing the government, like, yeah, you take care of this, you take care of that, you make sure everyone's in line and whatever. It's but there's no easy fix for any of
no.
those things. It's not an
I,
overnight fix. It's
I think if I just happened to get up and move from the UK and came to America, I'm going
yeah,
to be honest, not because I like guns in like general, like because obviously I do airsoft.
right.
Um,
Say you must like
but
them. You play airsoft.
yeah, but like I'd probably still get a gun anyway because I know that everyone else has got a gun,
Right.
and you never know whether someone could just break into your house and try and rob you, and they've got a gun, and
Yeah.
things can happen.
But
I
look,
do feel
bro,
like you'd
I'm
be
going to tell
safer.
you this.
Are they real?
Yeah. So that one up there that's black and red, that's my son's.
Yeah, yeah.
That is a 50 cal.
Hmm.
It's called a 50 Beowulf. It's a
Hmm.
special. Now that one underneath it, that's an ARP-9, so that's an airsoft gun.
Yeah, I can tell that one.
Uh, that green one in the middle, that is a
Yeah,
Mosin Nagant sniper rifle.
yeah.
The one right above it on the backside is that is an AR-15. It's
Hmm.
modified, and then above that, at the very top, is an
Yeah,
AK-47. That's
yeah,
real. It just,
yeah.
whether somebody's for or against them, I'm going to tell you right now, it feels
Hmm.
cool as fuck to have a bunch of guns in your house.
Yeah, it does. I honestly, I'd get all of mine out now, but it'll take me another 20 minutes to get them all out the bag.
I was gonna say, what's your favorite
Oh
weapon you
man,
run? What's your favorite gun you run with now?
I honestly don't know. I can't answer because it's one of them. It's like if you've got
You
10 different
switch it up.
cars. Yeah, if you've got 10 different cars, you love each one individually for different reasons. It's the
Yeah.
same thing. But I
Does it
think
depend
if
on
I
the field you go
yeah,
to?
it depends on the field. You can't take an M249 LNG to a
Right.
CQB site.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think because I've got an M249, that is probably my. I think it's probably my favorite because it's the biggest one that I've got. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I've got an MP9, and I like that one because it's gas blowback, so it's got the
Ah,
realism to it.
nice. Yeah.
Um, but also just because it's light and it's easy to handle. You know,
Yeah.
I think the signal's gone.
Is it? Oh, Jesus.
Nope. Yeah.
There
Okay.
you go.
I'm
We're
back.
back.
Do you cut them out when it happens?
Well, that one, no, yeah, normally I do. If it's like a longer one, like the first one that happened, that
Yeah.
was like a good 20 seconds. I'll cut that
Yeah.
out. But
Yeah.
these little ones, I'm like, fuck it, whatever.
But no, honestly though, apart from those,
Yeah.
my my AK, just because it's real wood and
Feels
metal,
it's probably heavier. It feels sturdy.
yeah,
It looks
it's
awesome. I love that style too.
it's really built well. The only problem
Uh-huh.
is when I do the videos for YouTube,
Yeah.
um, to put a GoPro mount on this is really difficult because
Yep.
there's no rail. So
Yep.
what I did was I had to get basically a clamp that goes around the barrel
Right.
like this,
Yeah, we
and
have
then
the same thing.
this is an arm, and then that's a 45-degree for the GoPro to sit on.
Yep.
And I can literally, the best thing about it is I can literally just fold it, and
Oh,
it's just disappeared.
oh, that's good. Yeah, that's smart. Okay.
But I've actually held a real AK-47 back in the
Okay.
day. Um, I went to London, and there was a British Army exhibition thing,
Hmm.
and they had an L85 there,
Gotcha.
you know, the British one,
Yep.
and they had an AK-47, exactly the same as this one, same color and everything, except it was
Nice.
a bit more battered, basically.
Right.
Um, and they said to me that it had been confiscated from a Taliban member in, I think it was Iraq or Afghanistan,
Yeah.
uh, and they now have it for the exhibitions.
Mm.
And I said, can I hold it? And they said, yeah. And I held it like that. And obviously at the time I was about 14, so it was really heavy for me. But now
Right.
this is this feels light as shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a highlight of probably probably my only highlight, to be honest, of actually holding a real gun, apart from um, a shotgun that not my girlfriend's dad, but someone else that we know that's got a shotgun license.
Yeah.
I held that one, but I don't know. I feel like the competition shotguns that you get, they're not the same as a rifle or they're
Uh,
just a bit different because it's
right.
not you know the history of an AK-47. Like
Hmm.
a clay pigeon shotgun. It's one of them things where there's not history with it. Whereas like
No,
the M
it's kind of
the
boring.
M16, yeah, the M16, it was in Vietnam
Yep.
and stuff like that, and yeah, it's one of them things. But I think my if I had to choose my favorite, because I've got rid of some as well, and I've sold some. Um, I do regret selling. I had an RPK,
Oh,
um,
nice.
and I do regret selling that, and I still wish I had that
Yeah.
now. But I sold that a couple of years back. It got to the point where I had too many, and there was there's someone on the team, and he's Spanish. Okay, and I'm going to do an impression now of what he said.
Yeah.
When I first met him, he said to me, because I took every game I go to, I take a few different guns. I take probably about I take a minimum 4,
Right.
right? Just because when I get there, I like to have a choice. And I got there and I opened the boot of my car and he saw all the guns in the back and he says, he goes, "How many guns you got, man?" Right? and I went, and I went, and he goes, "Do you know it's bad when you got to think, huh?"
Oh
and
yeah.
I said, "I think I've got." And he's laughing as I'm counting like
Oh
this.
my God.
And I got to the second hand, and then I went back to the third hand,
Holy shit.
and then I said, "I think I've got 12,
Yeah.
13." But I actually had, if I counted all of the ones that I've ever bought, it was probably about 18.
Okay.
But that's not that bad. I know that I'm not that bad now because I went and actually bought a gun off of someone not long ago, start of this year actually, and he was selling a M249 that was in bits, and it just had to be rebuilt.
Yeah.
I've actually got it the other side of these computer screens,
Nice.
um, and I've rebuilt it. I'm yet to add a few more stuff to it, and then I was going to sell it because I got it really cheap. Um, and I went to his house, and he said, "Yeah," he said, "I'm just having a clear out. I bought it to rebuild it, basically what I've done." And he just said, "I just never got around to doing it."
Yeah.
So he said, "That's why I'm selling it." And I said, "Oh, okay." He said, "Is there anything else you're like looking for?" And I said, "What you got?" And he goes, "What haven't I got?" and I said, "I'm not really looking for anything else, but if you've got anything going cheap, I might consider
Yeah.
it." And he said, "Well," he said I've got 72 guns, and that's not including pistols.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and bearing in mind when I went to his house wasn't that big, and I thought to myself, where do you store all of these
Oh
guns?
my God. Under the beds, in the
Yeah,
closets. Holy shit, dude.
and he said 72, and that's not including pistols. And I said, how many pistols have you got? And he said, I think I've got about 30.
Jesus.
Yeah,
That's
that's
crazy.
that's an issue. That is called addiction.
Holy
So
shit.
whenever someone says to me that I've got too many, I know that I'm not that bad.
Uh-uh. No, you don't. Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah,
12 to 15, that's definitely more, I think,
it's
than
enough.
yeah, that's more than
Yeah,
the average
yeah.
airsofter because
Well,
most people I talk to, they'll keep on hand, 5, 6, 7, if they've been playing for quite a few years or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Um, Obviously they have their favorite, and then they have the couple of backups that they take because for some reason airsoft guns don't like riding in the car. I don't know. That
I was
I
listening.
mean, there has to be something to this, bro. We got to figure this shit out.
I was
Okay,
listening to that one today.
for real. Like,
And do you
what
know
is
what?
going on with that shit?
Do you know what? I said to myself, I'm going to talk about this in the podcast today, right? I have this reoccurring dream. Okay,
Oh
I
shit.
don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I have this reoccurring dream where I get to an airsoft game in the dream, and I have forgotten something, and it could be something as simple as like my gloves, or it could be something as simple as my helmet or my goggles, or I take the gun and I completely forget all the magazines or something like that for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just there's something that happens, right?
Oh
And
shit.
it's so true. This is the reason why I take at least 4 guns, because I've had it so many times where I've gone to a game and the gun just shits itself, literally the start of the game, and I'm like, why has it just done that? Because I tried it last night and it worked. It literally the game on my channel, the night game one that I put up 2 weeks ago, I think it is. I took my M249,
Oh, so is airsoft night games?
yeah, the green one.
Yep.
Um, you'll see it, the green thumbnail one.
Yeah, I'm looking
Um,
at it right now.
I took my M249 with me because I wanted to use it for the night game. Worked fine on the day before. I tested the box mag for it. The little 9-volt batteries, the little square ones.
Yeah.
It takes one of them because I've
Oh,
changed it.
okay. Gotcha.
And I've got like 8 batteries for it. The little 9-volt ones, I've got 8 of them spare, right? And I put one in, a brand new one, fresh one, right? Worked fine. Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with it. The next day, go to the game, go to Chrono with the box mag, and the box mag doesn't want to feed. I'm like, oh, I'm pressing the on and off button underneath the wind for it. Nothing, dead. Yet the battery was working the day before.
Oh my God.
So, and the thing is, I only took the one battery with me, so I didn't have another battery to use. The airsoft site didn't have any 9-volt batteries for sale, so I couldn't use it. So that's
Oh
why
my
that's
God.
why I ended up using that other gun that's in the video. But it's really annoying because it's so true, and I'm glad that I'm not the only person, because I've taken guns before to games that I want to use, and it just shits itself, and I'm just like, why is it not working? And that's why I take, and it's even worse now because where my girlfriend comes with me, I have to take at least every gun that I take a backup for that, and then every backup I take a backup for that one.
Oh shit.
So I take at least
Oh
3
my
for me,
God.
and then now because she comes with me, I have to take at least 5 or 6 now, just in case, because it's the worst thing if you do it if you drive an hour away and you get to the game and the gun shits itself and you've not got a spare gun,
All right.
and
You know what we got to do, bro? Okay. Now
we'll
this is
do
the
another
first
one.
time we're talking about. We got to figure out. We got to figure out. So we're gonna have to do a test. So when you take your, how do you transport your guns? You put them in the boot, right? You put them in the trunk. Do you
Mm.
put them just you just lay them in there, or
Um,
do you wrap them up in something? Do you have a
no, no, no.
bag or a case?
Yeah, they've all got bags. All my guns have got bags.
Okay, so they're gun bags. You zip them up in
Yeah,
those.
yeah. They're left in there. I don't. The only time I get it out is if I'm gonna shoot it at home,
Right,
or if I'm taking it to a game, and then I get it out then.
right.
Um,
So that's how
but
you transport them.
yeah, I don't just throw them in a boot on the thing. I don't ever throw my guns on the floor. Never
Right,
do
right.
that.
Well, we got to
Um,
figure out what it is. So if you're doing that in gun bags, if everyone else I've talked with that has problems with it puts them in gun bags, uh, we need to figure out what is. We got to find the person who has never had their gun take a shit
I don't think there is anyone.
okay, it works at home. They stick it in their car. They go to the field, and it still works. We need to find that guy. And if he's done it
Honestly,
consistently, and it's maybe he wraps it in a plushy towel or something, okay, that the gun likes. I don't know, but maybe they don't like gun
the,
bags.
the thing is, right? I could get my box that my M249's in now, but it's a big box. Basically, it's an old DeWalt box that's got something like it had something like a jackhammer in it or something. It's a really big box, to
Right.
fit a 249 in. It's got to be. And I basically took like they have a mold where like you buy a battery drill and it has a box. It's got a mold in it.
Yep.
Well, I got a multi tool and I basically take the mold out and it's
Yep.
basically just the shell of the box
Mm-hmm.
because you can literally get a DeWalt box. I'm going to give away my secret now because this is what I do. But you can literally buy a DeWalt box for like a tenner, right? And I'm talking like a big DeWalt box
Mm-hmm.
that can hold easily two guns in it at the right length.
Right.
Um, and all I do is I just take it out and then just line it with foam, and it just creates a really nice box for it to be in. And I've
Mm-hmm.
got one of those for the 249, and it's literally like it's like a bed for the gun.
Right.
So it's not like as I'm throwing it in the box with the gun in the boot. It's not like it's hitting the sides and bashing it
No,
or knocking anything.
it's
It's
nice and
literally
snug and
yeah,
tight in there. Yeah, it's not
yeah.
jumbling around. Yeah.
It's got foam on the lid, so as you close it down, it's
Mm-hmm.
like sandwiches itself.
Right.
Um, yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just, I mean, that's just the one. But I'm going to be honest. I've never had a problem. I've never had a problem with a gas gun. I can be honest with that one. Never had a
Just
problem
the
with a gas gun.
AGs.
Just AGs.
No shit.
I don't do HPA. Never done it. I don't think I ever will. Um, yeah, it always just seems to be AGs, and it's either a problem with the battery, but I look after my batteries. I put them on storage charge if I'm not using them. Some people keep the batteries fully charged all the time.
Mm,
And you can imagine if you're not playing for like another month, it's not the
right.
thing to do.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know what it is. I just the worst thing is that reoccurring dream where I forgot something. The worst thing is because the thing is, it's not just me. Obviously I have to take my girlfriend's gear as well.
Right.
If I flip the camera around, you'll actually be. If I flip the camera around this, yeah, I've actually got a shelf. That's my bag on top, and that's her bag in the
Oh wow.
middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the green one is mine, but I use it for all my ghillie stuff.
Gotcha.
But I have to take her bag and my bag, and I have to make sure she's got all of her stuff in
Holy
the bag,
shit. Yeah.
as well as I'll show you my other. So that's all my airsoft
Oh,
gear.
that's nice. Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a load of racking.
Oh,
No,
that's
that's
cool,
two
man. You
four
got
nine.
like a little workshop or workbench over there.
Yeah, yeah. If I actually get up, I can actually show you it. So this is my setup. So I've got this computer
Oh, that's
screens,
nice, dude. That's a good
all the
setup.
stuff,
Yeah.
and then this is basically just like the work counter.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I've got my guns, and that's a picture of me and my girlfriend. I don't know if you
Oh,
can see
that's
it.
cool,
The light.
dude. Yeah. How, where'd you get that? How'd you get that picture?
That was taken at a game, and then I just had an A1 poster printed with and I got the frame for it.
Do you remember who took it or who'd you get it from?
I got the poster printed on eBay. It was a tenner, so I just thought, why not?
That's cool.
And then I've just got all my racking and stuff. That's my box with all my gas in. This is my 249.
Awesome.
There's my ghillie on the wall.
Yep.
Got all the vests.
Hell yeah.
These are the gun bags that I keep guns in.
Okay.
And there's a load of boxes underneath.
You need to say some prayers over them. Okay. Sprinkle holy water on them before you take them.
And then this is the DWAT box I was talking about.
Yep.
So it's basically, if I actually pull this out, I might be able to show you. They are a big box as well.
Yeah.
So you can see it's just foam lined inside.
Oh, that's nice. Yep.
I don't know why there's just a random mag in there. But yeah, it's just foam lined.
That's cool.
This box is actually just the one for if I want to take a few guns. Instead of taking them in the bags, I just chuck them all in this one, close the lid, and just take the one box rather than taking all the bags.
Yep.
This is just a spare box, to be honest.
Gotcha.
The one for the 249 is actually in the other room.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's my little workstation.
That's a good setup, man. So you do your own tech on your gearboxes and shit like that?
I try to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try to do it. Try to do my own tech, but I mean, I've upgraded. I upgrade all my guns myself. I've never got someone else to do it. So when I say I try, I mean I have.
You do it, yeah. Sometimes it takes longer if you can't get it right or something.
Yeah, I mean I've had it before where I've done stuff and it doesn't work, and then it's like take it to bits again and do it again and see why it didn't work.
Yeah,
that's all you can do. But
yeah, that's the hardest part, man, about ripping apart gearboxes is because some of them are so time consuming to put back together. When you get it back together, like especially like if you don't know if you put the shims, if you didn't shim it right, you're like, I think I did, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
And then you get everything back together. It's like from the time you start putting it back together, like where you think you're done with everything, and then put it back in the gun, get it all, and now you have to test it. And then it doesn't work again. It's like, bro, you got to start all the way over. It's it's not like just pop the spring, those ones with the split gearboxes, the ICSs and stuff where you just pop it out, pop the spring out, no big deal. Those ones that have, bro, some of those gearboxes I took apart, I needed all my fingers plus somebody else to try it. I'm holding everything in place.
Yeah, because as soon as you slightly move it or lift it, the gears decide to move.
Yes.
Or a shim comes off and it falls in the gearbox.
And that little God, I can't remember the name of it now, but the tiny ass spring in there that anti-reversal.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I've had a few of them.
And you just get the gearbox top like ready to go on.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, and it like there's something that won't let it snap in place all the way.
Yeah.
But you can't see what it is. You're like, everything's lined up. And then you start to wiggle it, you wiggle it too much. Bing.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Yeah.
Take it back off, start over.
I've had it before where I put everything back together. And the piston, the bit with the teeth on it as it goes back and then pushes forward from the spring. Well, I put a gearbox together, plugged a battery into it, went to fire it, forgot to put the spring in it, and the piston went straight out the mag. And you know what else as well? I had what was it? There was something. It was a spring. It was the tappet plate spring. Yeah. They're a pain to put on.
Yes.
And I had it before where I was pulling it, and as it was about to go over the loop where it's meant to go, it slipped off the screwdriver because I was using a screwdriver to pull it and then drop it in and then just push it down. As I went like that, it just pulled itself just slightly from under the screwdriver, and it went dunk like that, and it hit the wall on the other side of the room, and I went, shit. Because the thing is as well, we've got like a dark green carpet. Not my choice; it was my mum and dad's choice
Yeah.
back in the day. But the worst thing is it's a dark green carpet, and to find a grey spring on it,
Yep.
you can't find it.
Mm.
So a good method that I have thought of is if you get a Hoover, and you know the nozzle on the end of it. If
Yeah.
you put a sock, if you put a sock over the end of it,
Oh yeah. Like
it
a filter.
it creates a it creates a filter. So then if you just go over the floor like that and then look
It'll
at
hold
it,
it.
it'll hold it for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a method for anyone who's ever lost a spring or a screw.
I was gonna
Grub
say
screws
the
are the worst.
magnets, but you know, some of those things are not made with metal.
Yeah,
They're like you know, they're made with something else.
yeah, but
Zinc or nickel or some shit that's not magnetized.
yeah. Some of them are made of like carbon or something, like
Hmm. Well,
something
that
that
same
isn't
spring,
magnetic.
bro, I've had that same thing. You know what I used? You know the little pick tools? Um, they have the little you can buy a set of them. They'll have a pick that's a straight, you know, they're like this long. They'll have a straight pick. Then they have a 90-degree angle one that comes to, and they're really sharp.
Mm,
And then they have the hook, you know,
mm,
that's like that.
mm,
And they're all picks for, now I used to use them in manufacturing for picking out, you know, stuff in aluminum die casting or plastic extrusion or whatever in the die molds. But
mm.
I use them here for, I use the 90-degree one for those springs
Yeah,
because I can, you know, I get a good angle on it and it's such a
yeah,
sharp point. All I have to do is just barely,
yeah,
once
yeah,
I get it, you know, lined up with the post,
yeah.
I just barely, you know, tap it on there and but I've had that where it flies off and then I literally wear a headlamp around my head when I'm working on it because the spring goes flying and I turn that thing on and it's super bright. And then
Yeah,
I could see, you know, a
yeah.
lot better to try to
Some
find
some
it. But
some a little tip that I have used for doing that is I put blue tack on the other end of the spring. So the bit that's already hooked on, if you put a blob of blue tack, you know what blue tack is, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah. If
like
you put blue tack, it's like a
the Loctite stuff.
no, not Loctite, not Loctite. That's different. Um, blue blue tack. I might actually have to
Oh, is
find
it
my
like the
name.
kind of like Play-Doh kind of
Yeah,
mushy
that's it.
shit?
That's
Okay.
it. Yeah.
So
If
you
you
just
get a
stick it on there, just
yeah,
temporary to,
put
you know, hold the one end on.
put that on put it on the one end, and then as
Gotcha.
you're pulling it, if that end ever flings back, the blue tack sometimes will stop it from
Oh
flying off
yeah.
the pole.
Oh, that's
So
a good
that's a
idea.
tip for anyone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but yeah, you could talk about gun tech all day
No
and
shit.
the problems.
Well,
But
what so
yeah,
what is your what's your team's next, like what do you guys got planned for the rest of the year?
honestly, we haven't even got a game plan now. But I think we was going to do a Christmas game together.
Yeah.
We was probably going to hire somewhere out, just us, which is basically what we did for that airsoft
Oh, you do like
CQB
a private game?
video. Yeah, like a private game.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, but I don't know. We haven't got anything planned just yet. It's my birthday next Thursday, so a week today.
Awesome.
Um,
Happy birthday.
yeah, don't ask me how old I am because I forgot.
I don't usually ask that for people. Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm 26, 27, or 28. I can't remember how old I am. I'm being honest.
It's not even important.
No, it's not. Once you get over 20, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, but we definitely need to do another one. But I'm going to be honest. It's 10:30 at night. My phone's about to die,
Oh
and
shit.
I need the
Yeah, yeah.
toilet.
We're ready to wrap up. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Well, it's been great talking with you, man.
yeah. We need to do another one though. Definitely.
Yeah, we'll do it. You know, like I said, I always try to have somebody on again, you know, later on. But
Yeah,
where tell everybody where you can be found online. You know, who you want to give a shout out to, your teammates or whatever.
yeah. So my personal Instagram is airsoft underscore Dean underscore. The Force of Fury Instagram is force underscore of underscore fury underscore. And then the YouTube channel is Force of Fury. But if you go on your browser and type www youtube.com/Force of Fury. It will come up. And subscribe and like the videos and help support us and all of
Of
that good stuff,
course.
and
Oh
share
yeah.
it. And hopefully we might be doing another giveaway for Christmas. That's a little bit of a teaser because I haven't
Awesome.
announced that yet.
Okay.
So you heard it here first.
Awesome, dude. Hell yeah. Well, when we're done here, if you remember in the next couple days, send me through Instagram or whatever, send me all the links that you want me to share. You
Yeah.
know, you, your teammates, whatever.
Also, another thing as well. I was going to say, I don't suppose you could send me. It's going to be a big video, but I don't suppose you could send me this so we could put it on our channel. Is that all right, or do you
This one?
prefer it just to be on your? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Or
can.
is
What
it?
I can do is, well, I've had that request a lot, so it's very common.
Yeah.
What I do is I have a Google Drive folder set
Yeah,
up.
that's it. That's it. Yeah.
So I'll just give you access to, I'll
Yeah.
make a
Yeah.
separate folder for this one, give you
Yeah.
access to it. You can go in there and look at it
Yeah.
whenever you want
Okay.
and
Okay.
download it, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Cheers
Hell
for
yeah.
that.
Awesome, dude. Well, I appreciate
Yeah.
you, brother. It's good meeting you.
All right. Okay. I'll be in touch for the next one then.
All right. Have a good night, bro.
Okay. See you in a bit.
All right.